Right, this is episode 437 of the 3G podcast. We did a little stream on the Nintendo Switch 2. Greg could not restrain himself. He had to talk about the Switch 2. Jared wasn't chatty then. I assume Jared will pop on and we'll see what Jared has to say about it. I don't think I've only watched isolated clips of it. I can't stand to watch full Nintendo shows. It brings me pain. I hate how saccharine they are and the fucking little snap sound. It's so stupid. It's so dumb.
Just weak. Just like pure weakness.
It's like it's made for toddlers, and I can't. You know what? Just show me the highlights. So I watched highlight videos. I skimmed through the thing when because after they're done airing it, you got that search bar, right? And you don't have to sit there and listen to some dipshit 70-year-old fucking Japanese dude tell you about how he really fucking feels good about this game and please be excited. Fuck off. Who cares? Shut up and list the goddamn specs and prices and shit. Show me what games are coming out. I know, they suck. They're bad at this. That's why I
why watch anything at all? Just watch the recap. Or some website will list every little thing, including every game that had a 2-second preview on it.
You say that like it's a bad idea.
No, that's what I'm saying you should do.
That's what I usually do. Well, you know what I did? I was in Slack and all my coworkers were talking about it, and I watched them list all the crap as they were talking about it. Then a lot of them are just getting way too hyped up for what I thought was mediocre. You know what? I'll say this. After watching the Switch 2 shit secondhand, reading news stories, and then, even better, following the slow trickle of information afterwards, the handheld gaming market is wide fucking open right now. Wide fucking open.
Didn't Xbox say they're gonna do a freaking handheld soon?
Yeah, but it's an Xbox. They're gonna fuck it up. Who cares? They're just gonna make a fucking Steam Deck clone. Who gives a shit? I'm way more interested in a Steam Deck 2 than I am any Microsoft.
Send me a linked party thing whenever you can.
Oh, okay. I'm just running around in circles. Login bonus.
Hey, guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound like shit,
Oh.
though.
Yeah, I can't get my fucking headset to work. So I'm using the controller right now, so that means I'm not going to be joining us. Because my headset won't fucking work.
You've been playing through that, game, too.
Yeah.
Don't you have a snowball up there or something?
It fucking fell down and it's not hooked up.
Besides,
I don't have headphones to fucking listen to it. Unless the headphones work on this, well, the thing works on that. I don't fucking know. I'm mad, though.
I can tell.
I can hear on my headset. Apparently the microphone won't work, despite me going into the settings and trying to fix it.
I can't find where the, I don't know where I put the gold headset. Is that compatible with the PS5 anyways? I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, man, I don't even know where my old snowball is either.
But I don't even have, working headphones other than, if it lets me use my headset, those work for the fucking sound.
Yeah, I only have
Unless
What?
Unless the settings are I don't know, just the group settings that might be wrong. I mean, fucking look at.
What's this headset up here by Xavier?
It's fucking broken.
Oh. So why aren't they in the trash?
Fucking ears.
Okay. Anyways. Well, we'll get to the visual novel stuff in a bit anyways. I wanted to touch up on the Switch 2 before moving on to anything else, kind of just provide a continuous block of commentary on the Switch 2 from one podcast to the other. Link party. How do I do this? Invite a friend. There we go. There's a friend here somewhere. So I platinum Monster Hunter Wilds. When was it? Like Tuesday? When did I post that? I don't know. Sometime last week. I had like 3 things left. And I'm trying to remember what the third one was. I know Gore Magala was one of them, and another was Ray Dow, which are 2 enemies I really don't like fighting. The other one was New Udra, which I don't mind. That's an okay fight. I do all right against him. So I just kept joining like online hunts that people had posted for them, and you
didn't do any further like using your binoculars.
Not at first. I just kept joining hunts because you gotta rest and it takes time, and it's quicker just to join a hunt through the lobby and see if somebody else is hunting it. But I ended up with
somebody's always hunting everything.
Yeah, so I ended up with over like 50 hunts of both those fucking things. And I still didn't have one. I'm like, this is just not going to fucking work. So they increased the price, the research point cost of resting, by the way. It used to be 300 research points, now it's 500.
Really?
Yeah.
Those little fuckers.
So I noticed that. And eventually I found a Ray Dow with a gold crown, or giant crown. I hunted that. And then all that was left was Gore Magala, and I'm like, there's no point in joining lobbies for this fucking thing, because I've been doing that, and there's only one left, so I might as well just rest over and over again until it shows up, and sure enough, it did. It was a tempered one. I didn't really want to hunt a tempered one. My internet connections being an utter bitch. So I had people join up the hunt early on, and then they all dropped out, so I had to finish the thing off solo, and man, that was a fucking bitch. I captured it, I trank bombed it when it got weak, and I was so glad to be done with it. So, but I earned that goddamn platinum. Because I'm not good at Gore Magala. And tempered. He didn't cart me, but I had to run like a bitch like 2 or 3 times. Get distance and go heal.
Yeah.
They also added a new monster. I can't remember the name of it, but it's some like water serpent, and I was sitting there being clever, right? I'm like, alright, I'm just going to hunt this a bunch of times, because 1, it's got new materials. 2, it shows up in the forest like any other monster. It's bound to have crowns. So if I get like the giant crown for this thing, I won't have to get the giant crown for another thing. Except
it doesn't. How that works?
No, it doesn't work like that. I thought it was, because I could swear that's how it worked for Worlds when they added a bunch of new monsters, which is why I could be misremembering this, but I thought I read somewhere that it was easier to get the crown trophy for World now because. Or maybe it's an Iceborne, because they kept the number of monsters crowns you had to get the same, but there's now a lot more monsters you can get. So, yeah, apparently that's not the case, because I did not get that trophy to pop when I had that monster and Ray Dow. I needed to get Gore Magala, so you gotta get all 26, and as far as I can tell, the 27th monster doesn't count. Unless Capcom were assholes and they changed the requirements because I had the mini crown before that monster was added, and I have the giant crown for it, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. They also allow you to fight the Zio Shia, or whatever the hell its name is again, and you can get armor off of it. And it's an okay fight, but people suck at it. Like, I fought it a bunch of times, and my party ended up fucking losing via carding too much about half the time I fought it. Wasn't me, by the way. Wasn't me. I only carded once.
Come join me on this fight.
Oh, you're in a fight? Oh, okay. So.
Yeah. Yeah, you just got the Mitsuzune unlocked.
Oh, okay. Okay, this thing ain't too bad. So, yeah. Was doing a lot of those. I got enough materials that I could farm whatever I want. Also, I think this was like Wednesday afternoon. Maybe it was Wednesday afternoon is what I'm thinking of. But I recorded some video in case we want to do something for this, because I was like, yeah, I might as well do this rather than, not have access to the quest again. And because I can fight them at any time, but all the talking and stuff leading up to it. Sometimes it bugs me when I don't have the media for that, but I recorded it just in case, and then I didn't really have internet. No, not internet. I didn't have the ability to keep my power on from like Wednesday night until Saturday. No, it rained all Saturday night too. there's a brief window, I want to say, what was it, Rebecca? Saturday morning? Friday night? She might not be chatty yet, but...
It says she just left the party.
Oh, I thought
while you were talking.
Okay. We get spring storms here, and that, in Tennessee, that means tornadoes, that means flooding, that means a lot of wind.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yep.
I found my snowball.
Okay.
So it does work with the headset. I guess I can hear on the headset and use the... What the fuck ever. Goddamn fucking shit. Also, Zangon's caught in my fucking cord from my headset. So I had to unwrap him.
That sounds like a Zan thing to do.
3 of his 4 leggies. And now he's angry.
Well, he's the one who got caught.
And sad.
I was just telling Greg, we've had thunderstorms here for pretty much like the last 4 days straight.
We can only talk about the visual novel up to the point where A set takes a video of her and Date.
Oh, by all means, keep playing. We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Well, if I'm gonna keep playing, I gotta jump off of here because I don't want to fucking listen to you fuckers talk while I do that.
Okay, that's fair. Just corroborate me on this.
Talking up to that point.
Corroborate me on the storm we've been having. Like, how bad has it been storming?
Tons of flooding, lots of tornadoes. We had to take shelter Wednesday.
It was a Wednesday night in the hallway, yeah.
Yeah, and Sunday. Not this Sunday, last Sunday.
Well, that was a different storm, technically.
I mean, it continued to rain off and on between there, if you want to count it as a different storm, I guess.
Yeah, but it wasn't, like, thundering that bad, except until, like, Wednesday until Saturday, it was thundering pretty bad.
We had flood watches, flash flood watches and warnings all the way until 2 p.m. Sunday today.
Yeah, I don't like keeping my electronics on, at least not my PS5, because the power grid here is so fickle. I don't want to fuck shit up, especially the wiring on this house isn't great. Like, half of it's not grounded. It's not good. So I've been keeping my PS5 off, except for a short window, I want to say, like, Saturday afternoon. So I've been on my 3DS a bit. So I haven't really been able to do too much except doom scroll and grind up my Awakening characters. But hey, it looks like, you know what? Oh, go on.
Apparently near my workplace the water was as deep as like 2 to 4 feet.
Jesus.
Not at the office, but just like down the road, maybe the equivalent of 4 blocks.
Do we have any news on the Cumberland?
I haven't looked into Clarksville. I was just looking at that.
Okay. Well, yeah, because you don't got to potentially drive that way.
Well, I mean, I would have to drive through Clarksville.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have to drive. Everywhere you're driving is like 50 feet above sea level from the Cumberland. You don't go down that way.
41A floods all the fucking time, and parts of 41A, at least on the Kentucky side, were flooded.
Well, clearly you weren't going
passable.
to work. The power flickered a couple of times, but, like, the thing is, this house was built back in ye olden days of 1960-something, and clearly the fucking guy who created this, an amateur carpenter, by the way, he was like a mason. No. He was a mason by trade, right?
But and not a carpenter.
Not a carpenter.
His brother was a carpenter.
That's why I said amateur. He built.
Amateur.
He built the house, and I guess this was back in the day when it made more sense to have like 3 or 4 rooms on one fucking outlet, right? Or one breaker. That doesn't fucking work today. I got toys, I got AC units, I got shit to run. 2,000, actually it wasn't even 2,000 fucking amps or watts or whatever at the time, was it? I think it was like a 1200 watt breaker. Because it was actually like a circuit board.
Well,
breaker board or whatever.
The little screw in.
Yeah. It was. God, I hate that shit. I was like, oh Jesus Christ. But then our house got hit by a tornado when I was like 2012. I was in college still, and we got an electrician to come over here and take all that shit out and replace it with a modern modern circuit board, or whatever. What's it called?
Circuit breaker.
Circuit breaker, that's right. Computer brain here. And so now we've got more wattage on each thing, but it's still like all these back rooms were on the same fucking load. And it's like that's
rewired to be better.
Yeah, something else happened. Whoa, we got hit by that lightning bolt. That's right.
Yeah.
And we had an electrician come down. We've fixed this electricity twice in this fucking house. And it's still not good.
3 times.
3 times? Okay. I remember the 2.
Because
because somebody else rewired it, and then the fucking, there's a bunch of like 220 fucking outlets in this house. Because I guess dude thought, I don't know, I might need to plug in a circular saw in the hallway for some fucking reason.
If you ever need to, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, if I ever need to, that'll be super useful, but...
It was meant for plugging in heaters.
I know. But still, like, you're gonna plug in a 220-watt, like, plug into the wall heater in the hallway in this house?
Well, they didn't have as much shit in their house as we do.
They had propane!
Propane and propane accessories.
I don't know.
When they added the propane.
Ah, yeah, that's true. I guess not.
Well, the place for us to plug in the washer dryer, it was one of those stackable ones. Like, the dryer wasn't drying the clothes very well, and then eventually it just kind of, like, didn't dry them at all.
The first electrician we got to fix our shit plugged in a 120 line, or 110 to the 120 fucking, or 220 outlet, so our heavy appliances were only getting half the power they needed to properly function, and
also had wires that were not attached to fucking anything.
Yeah, that's probably not good.
And were a fire hazard in the wall. Because they were active live wires.
Yep.
Yeah, the attack where he jumps up and belly flops on you. Or lands with his back. I love that. That animation is really nice.
You would. That's it.
That's a long fight. I don't know what you're talking about.
That wasn't that bad. It's 7 minutes. You could have done better, but not bad. I was, last trophy I had to get for this game was that fucking 100 hunts with your Palico. Apparently I had like 15 of those left to do, so it wasn't that bad, but...
What'd you do over and over to do those?
I just went down the list of the optional quests I had, and anything without a checkmark by it, I did, because at least I was getting some positive feedback in the form of a useless checkmark. So, just all kinds of things. I hunted everything from 1-star to 6-star monsters on my own, and you can really see the health difference on the monsters when you're playing solo.
Oh yeah,
you really, really see it. Yeah, like I was dusting off Chotacabras in like a minute. Like, well, you can see how much stronger your character's gotten, and 2, you can see how much the enemy health is inflated when you're playing multiplayer. Anyways, so point is, this, like, we have 2 outlets that have their own circuits right now. One of the outlets is still doing a lot of heavy lifting for the other rooms, but having another outlet where we can plug shit into means I can have just an AC unit on that, and it's not drawing from the same thing that my computer and PS5 are, but there's still a lot of shit on them.
He means
breaker outlet, whatever. Well, one of them is just an outlet. There's
definitely a difference.
One of our breakers is literally just one outlet. It's fed by one outlet alone, and there's nothing else on that. So, but yeah. Breaker, whatever, but still, the power...
The breaker has 3 rooms on it.
3 rooms on it, including a PS5, at least, no, 2 PCs, just a lot of shit, Who knows how many TVs and monitors.
2 PCs, 2 PS5s.
Power flickers a lot here when it storms, and even when it kind of just, like, browns a bit, like, it won't shut off a lot of the electronics, but if you're running a PS5... and it doesn't get enough power for that half a second, then it's shutting off. And so you just can't run a lot of my shit, especially if it's going to consume a lot of watts. So just been sitting here on my 3DS the last few days, not being able to do much because it was thundering the whole time. Moxie is probably traumatized for life now.
Dan spent most of his time on my feet.
Yeah, she's been burrowed into my couch. She does not like the thunder. Alright, so what crowns do you need, Greg? Do you have?
I need like all the small crowns ever.
Do you have Giant Crown Gore Magala?
1 sec.
Well, I'm going to get out of the party, go back to the novel.
Okay.
And
yeah, enjoy.
When you guys are ready to switch to the novel, I guess.
I'll come yell at you.
Come in here and
Gore. You said Giant Crown Gore Magala.
Yeah.
No, I just have the small one of that.
God damn it! I don't want to fight this fucking thing again. Ray Dow.
Don't have any Ray Dow.
New Udra.
That's this fire octopus, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I got the giant New Udra.
Okay, I think this is a giant one. All right, let's do Ray Dow.
All right.
Let's start the quest. Jared, your thoughts on the Switch 2?
Let's see. Initially, I was kind of a little above my, like, during the official reveal and everything.
We received supply items. Don't let them go to waste.
I think the Donkey Kong game looks fun. Mario Kart's Mario Kart. And then after the reveal and all the other shit came to light, yeah.
This has been a developing story, mostly because Nintendo, for some reason, seemed kind of unwilling to reveal their prices and policies during the stream. I wonder why. There's still a lot of rumors floating around. We don't know a lot yet. Actually, in some ways, we know even less now than we did a few days ago, because we got word that Nintendo is delaying their pre-orders for the Switch 2 to assess market conditions, i.e., oh wow, these tariffs are really fucking bad, we're probably going to have to charge more for this thing. And some people are trying to argue that, like, Nintendo hadn't factored in tariffs, so, poor Nintendo getting screwed by Donald Trump, and other people are saying Nintendo did have tariffs factored in, but now they're even higher.
I believe the Switch 2 console is manufactured in Vietnam.
Vietnam, yeah, because they moved out of China, I heard. That's what I heard, I don't know. Yeah. And Vietnam just got hit with like 43% tariffs or some shit like that. Ridiculous. Absolutely absurd. So that $450 price, that may not be the final bell on that thing. So if you were looking forward to a Switch 2, you might be shelling out some money for it. And look, I just want to, like, we can talk about prices and inflation, all that, but if you're sitting here on the internet fucking shilling that, well, I don't think $80 prices per games are that bad, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Why are you fucking arguing for this multi-billion-dollar fucking corporation? Alright?
There's so many people fucking like, well, back in the 90s, games...
Well, yeah, the inflation, if you did...
Inflation. Yeah, well, back in the fucking 90s, and had to pay fucking $5 for a dozen of eggs.
Well, yeah. How much was a gallon of milk in 1992? Then if you can tell me that, you can fucking start talking about fucking SNES prices adjusted for inflation. Till then, shut the fuck up. It's not like minimum wage has quadrupled since then. You know, it was like, what, $5 fucking bucks, and now it's $7? Ooh, big fucking deal. No, I don't think it's a good idea for corporations to fucking charge as much for video games. You know what? I think they should fucking charge less for video games and spend less money on them. Oh, I caught that one.
Yeah, maybe this will just become a Wii U 2 at this rate.
I don't know.
No, because stores in Europe that have already put the pre-orders up, they're all sold out.
Are you telling me that the fucking Wii U didn't sell out? Of course it did. I'm sure it did. thing is, we'll still be selling out by this time next year. I don't know. I believe in two things simultaneously. One, Nintendo fans are gullible and will gladly fucking gobble shit if it has a fucking big red N on it. And also, those are not the primary purchasers, if I can talk right, of any Nintendo hardware. You're gonna have to convince a lot of fucking parents that this number 2 next to the console is worth it. And, you know, I didn't think that consumers were this stupid, but you have the fucking Wii U out there. I was never confused by the Wii U's name. At some point, I just need to accept that I pay more attention to this shit than the average soccer mom. She will look at the Switch 2, and she will see the price tag. She will see that the games are $80. She won't know what a game key cart is, and she won't care even if she did. So that's something that really bothers me. That's not going to bother the average consumer. But she'll be like, "Why am I paying $80 for Zelda? Don't you have this same Zelda game?" Like, they're keen enough to spot that out. And I'm not certain, like, and we know this is a thing because it said the same thing about the NES. Why do you need a Super Nintendo? You have a Nintendo. I've heard enough people that are now adults on YouTube talking about how they had to argue, but Mom, this one's Super. It's got 16 bits. I don't know. I don't know if your average parent is going to find these arguments persuasive when it comes to spending $450 on a console and then $80 on a game, and, well, I want the upgrade kit. I gotta be online to get that. I don't know. There's a lot of things that your parent might not want to do for their fucking kid. I'm pretty certain the only reason my sister has so many Switch consoles is because they have that Switch Lite, and she was able to get those for relatively cheap. So I highly doubt my sister is buying 3 Nintendo Switch 2s. So that's kind of how I'm ballparking this. I don't see it happening at this price, but I also don't think this is something we will know until 24 months, until we can really go, yeah, it kind of stagnated at around 25 million sales, didn't it? So I don't know. I'm not certain it'll flop. I hope it does, personally. I know it's my policy that I don't want any game to flop, but that kind of ends when you've got a company that's fucking playing this bullshit with these game key carts and selling $20 fucking upgrades that don't look significantly fucking better. Another rumor that's going around about the Switch is, like, they announced a bunch of upgrades, well, not a bunch, a couple of upgrades for Switch 1 games, including, like, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, shit like that. And there's word going around, and this is based on supposed leaked conversation with a Nintendo customer service rep and some of the shit that's been printed on the front of the box, that they might not actually have this, like, you might not be getting a native Switch 2 version when you buy these. You might be getting a Switch 1 cart with an upgrade code for $80, $70, $80, whatever fuck. And I don't know, I'm not game to buy a fucking next-gen version of a physical game that's the last-gen version with a code in the box. Like, I don't buy Game of the Year editions that are just like Fallout 4 plus a code for the DLC. That don't jive. So why the fuck would I do this? At least when you buy a PS5 game box, you are getting the PS5 version natively on that disc. Oh. This thing's apparently aggroing me now. Well, go fuck yourself. So I don't know. There's lots of bad vibes around this console. It has nothing to do with no Fire Emblem either. At this point, if it came out with a Fire Emblem game and it was like $80 and it was actually on the cartridge, would I buy it? Probably, because I'm a fucking shill. And I love Fire Emblem that much. But we're talking like, do I right now see myself having 100 Switch 1 games and 100 Switch 2 games? Fuck no. Actually, Limited Run Games got my copy of Persona 4 Golden, Midnight Shadow Edition.
Send me a picture of that, and I still don't have mine.
I'm surprised. I'm usually last on their mailing list.
Yeah, you usually get it last.
How's it feel, Greg? Doesn't feel good,
you
doesn't
got
it?
way before me. It doesn't feel good, Nathan.
I got my Castlevania, the DS games.
Oh, Dominus collection.
I didn't even think that was coming anytime soon.
Week.
We were talking in our stupid voice, and Yangus just came, looked around the table, and gave us the most disapproving looks I've ever seen a Corgi game. So I was surprised by that, but where this connects is I opened up the box, right? I heard Yangus going crazy outside in the porch, and we're still getting pretty bad fucking, this is Saturday morning, so we were getting some fucking storms out there. We hear Yangus, and he's developed a bad habit of just baying at fucking people on our porch. So you can't ignore it. He's found his voice, and I wish he'd lose it again. Because, like, Joker will bark, Moxie will bark, Zan rarely ever makes noises, but when he does, it's usually a bark or two. Yangus just bays. He will just go, like, just chain these things together so fast that it's one continuous noise, and I hate it. It's annoying. And he was doing that, and was like, shut the fuck up. But I finally went, you know what, I should go and see what he was barking at. Just so I could yell at him more if he was barking at nothing. And I see a wet cardboard box on my porch. I'm like, I could probably get that inside. And I open it up, and it's Persona 4. I'm like, you know what, it's a good thing I grabbed that, because if I'd have left it out there for like 3 or 4 hours, that would have been fucking soaked.
Oh, very nice.
So,
Yangus he did you a favor.
He did me a favor, and I was just ready to yell at him because he's being annoying. But Yangus sensed Persona and was like, no, you gotta get this shit, man.
So the only two things that I have left for are Legacy of Kain and 8-Bit Adventures 2.
I have Legacy of Kain, that Dominus collection, and I think I bought something else. I might have bought like a one-off. I can't remember. I probably have to look. But yeah, I opened it up and I bought like the PS4 version of the collector's edition for these games, right? And then I bought a Switch copy because I'm like, you know what, the Switch is a cool fucking console just to collect physical games on. This was my thinking months ago when I was buying these. Actually, was it the beginning of this year or the end of last year? It's one of those two. So it wasn't that long ago, maybe 6 months-ish. And I see that Switch copy and I'm like, I really wish I would have bought a PS4 version instead. And then I remembered, oh right, the actual collector's edition PS4, so I do have a PS4 copy of this. I can never open it because it's my retirement fund. But, I mean, that's kind of an anecdote for how my opinion on the Switch as a platform collectors has already fallen, because you don't know if you're actually going to get a Switch 2 game on a cart, if you're going to get a code in a box with the upgrade and a Switch 1 cart, if you're going to get a game key cart, which, no, it's not a fucking midway between digital and fucking physical. That shit is useless the second the servers are offline. And if you think I'm being hyperbolic about that, go download something from the fucking... Go download something on your 3DS right now.
Yeah. That's exactly how that works.
So...
And that sounds like a sarcastic comment, but that's not me being sarcastic. That's exactly how that fucking works.
Yep.
You can still download the games
if you own it, yeah. Will that work with these game key cards? Can you say that for certain? I mean, it probably will, but...
Well, I mean, I would hope so, but...
Here, how about this? Go download something on the Wii U. Because I tell you what...
You actually have to really...
I do own a Wii U! And a lot of the old, like, some of the old software, not games, but like, Netflix and shit were on there, and I'm like, you know what? Let's see if Netflix works on this shit. Nothing works. Nothing works. Can't connect to servers. They killed all of it. So, you know what? You might want to look at dates for this, because the Wii U was in talks to get a fucking version of Bloodstained at one point. This is not ancient history.
That's the Wii U.
So...
It failed miserably.
Yeah, well... Will the Switch too? What if they have to raise the price of this thing to 600 fucking bucks? And you know what? I'm seeing a lot of fucking smug Sony fanboys shit on the Switch too. I didn't realize this was a competition. Like, these consoles do entirely different things. But the Switch 2 looking like shit does not make the PS5 Pro look good. All right, they can both be bad.
Yeah, but the PS5 Pro is not the same as the Switch 2.
No, but they both kind of suck in terms of what comes in the box.
Yeah, I mean, but the PS5 Pro is not the only way to play PS5 games. You
Yes.
can still buy a PS5.
Yeah. So you're gonna have some Switch 2 exclusives. I don't think you're ever gonna have PS5 Pro exclusives. All right, that get you a crown?
It's getting there. Yep, sure did.
Yeah, this isn't like Nintendo where they had new 3DS exclusive games.
I forgot they did that. How many did they have? Like 3?
Like 4.
There weren't that many, but there were enough to just piss you off. Xenoblade Chronicles was on the new 3DS.
Oh yeah, that was like the Hallmark one, in my opinion.
There were the GBA games on eShop that you couldn't play on normal.
Why
3DS.
would GBA games require a new Nintendo Switch?
I'm not talking about new Nintendo Switch.
Oh, nice. New Nintendo 3DS, sorry.
Yeah, I have no idea. Well, because the 3DS was fucking horrible hardware.
Do you need an Uthdoona large... I think it's a large crown. I'm not sure. An Uthdoona crown. This could be anything.
I don't have either crown for Uthdoona.
Okay, well, this will be one of them then.
Good.
Because it doesn't tell me what
it.
these crowns are, so I don't actually remember, so... You might have to gamble. You have the giant new Udra. I'm sure the new Udra I have in here is the giant one. So we don't need to do that. And we will do the Gormagala when I work up the gumption to face that fucking thing again.
Order of the
I hate that thing. Well, does anyone here actually have a new Nintendo 3DS?
I do not.
I'm the only one? Ah, that's weird. That's weird. It's actually the one that I play most of my games on now because... You know, I honestly can't tell you why I play games on it. But it has like almost every... I wonder what I could sell this thing for. It's one of those special holiday Mario ones. It's got every SMT game on there, except for Strange Journey. Which for some... Like, I was buying...
worth something.
I was buying all these SMT games. Remember when they were like $3 each? Join the game, Greg.
Yeah, I remember.
Did you not do that?
I joined.
No, did you not buy those?
I bought a couple.
Man, I bought like all of them. I bought the Etrian Odysseys. I bought the SMTs. The only one I didn't buy was Strange Journey because I was like, I don't know, this one looks a little weird. I regret it. I should have spent the $3. But I bought a bunch of the Fire Emblem DLC for Awakening and Fates. So
Yeah, so I did make a list on Discord about the biggest cons about the Switch 2 reveal.
oh yeah, read them off.
Game key cards.
Those are terrible.
You have to pay for party chat.
How much? Do we know how much that's going to be?
It's gonna be it's just the lower tier NSO.
So is that like 20 a month? I can't remember how much that was.
20 a year.
Oh, 20 a year. Oh, okay, that's not bad.
Well, so it's part of Nintendo Switch Online.
Yeah.
20 a year, I don't care.
It's free for until March 2026, but then you need Nintendo Switch Online.
I mean, it is kind of scummy because you can chat on PSN without PS Plus, right?
Yeah.
You just can't play multiplayer. Yeah.
They made a tech demo game
That they're charging for.
that they're charging for.
What, $6-7?
Yeah.
God, that's so... You know what, like... Okay, is that like the biggest deal in the history of the world? No,
Yeah,
but
I mean, that's
it's
a
like
minor thing.
it's like Sony not putting the stand in the PS5 Pro. It just makes you look so second rate, so greedy, so grasping, so petty.
Especially when your competitor released a well-known tech demo that went on to become a freaking lauded
Its sequel won Game of the Year. I don't agree with that, but it's
still a fucking thing.
Yeah. So that's wild.
Did you forget about something else they did with the new 3DS?
They didn't sell you a fucking charger? I know that.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm using my 2DS charger on my new Nintendo 3DS. Yes, I remember that. I'm sure I bitched about it before. No, this isn't new none of this is new for Nintendo, right? Like, I'm going insane. Because, like, two things drive me insane on Twitter. And you'd think it's, like, idiot fucking conservatives. It's not. Because that's just, like, white noise to me. It's everywhere. It's like people authoritatively stating things that are wrong about history, and people talking about, like, it's such a shame to see Nintendo go this route. They've always been so full of whimsy and so good to the consumer. I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind? Do you not remember all the lawsuits they filed in the fucking 80s? They tried to sue Game Genie out of existence. They don't want to allow Blockbuster to rent you games. Since when are they the nice guys? Shut the fuck up. If you were a fucking zygote in the fucking 2000s, kindly shut the fuck up about Nintendo's historical fucking precedent. Please. I assure you, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Just mind-boggling that people will say that shit. When you can look up their history of fucking being litigious cunts. You remember how many fucking, like, shell companies developers had to make because publishers had to make because they were only allowed to produce, like, 4 games on Nintendo in a year? Mindless.
Yeah.
Okay, here's of course, the biggest issue, one of the biggest issues is the price of the games and accessories.
Yeah, I think that's gonna have a real knock. Like, I think that's a real bad move because, like, we've been in a recession, a soft recession. I don't care what the fucking markets say, okay? How they determine recessions, because that's all just rich guy vibes anyways. I'm talking about, you look at the price of rent, you look at the price of houses, you look at the fucking wages, you look at the price of eggs, and all that shit is up. All that shit is up, and it's surpassing wage increases. And you're gonna tell people that they need to pay you more money for toys now? They ain't gonna do it. They're not gonna fucking starve to buy a Nintendo cartridge for more money. They're gonna spend that money on eggs. I don't know what you're fucking thinking if you're Nintendo, but... I mean, maybe they're thinking about sane markets that aren't the United States, and that's fine, but... You know, don't be crying in a year or two when you're not getting the sales you need out of this fucking market, because... I don't think it's realistic to expect people to fucking spend more on video games when they can't afford necessities.
Plus, fucking Pro Controller is 80.
Yeah, but I mean, DualSense is like fucking 70, so...
But the Joy-Cons are 90.
Well, those have always been a scam. Oh, what am I doing?
I see, another thing, they didn't show or say anything about the eShop.
You know what? I've maybe collectively spent 20 minutes on the eShop my entire fucking life. I don't see that changing. I don't surf the eShop for games. Because I'm not stupid enough to buy...
I've spent a shit ton on PlayStation Store.
Yeah, but... One, the PlayStation Store works. And two, if I'm going to buy a game, I'd rather have it on PlayStation than Nintendo anyways. So... You know what? Like, I'm not losing any sleep over how the fucking eStore functions. I don't care. I'm not going to be scrolling for digital games on Switch 2.
And then, the last thing is from third-party developers and publishers. There's pretty much mostly just ports. But we knew there were going to be a lot of ports coming to the Switch 2. Literally, I think there's like 2 brand new games that got announced from third parties.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Ports don't really bug me because let's be honest, the strength of the Switch is based on its third-party support.
One of them's Nathan's favorite developer.
Only one of them?
FromSoft.
Yeah, and you know what? That's a fucking game key cart anyways. One of the most overrated games ever.
It's not even it's a fucking multiplayer game anyways too.
Oh, you're talking about that fucking... Everyone was thinking it was Bloodborne 2, and it's not. It's more fucking multiplayer swap from... fucking thing. More multiplayer slop from Software. I hope they fail.
I think they announced 4 first-party games that are brand new.
Brand new.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're gonna have to put those in air quotes.
No, well, yeah, I guess you could say that. Mario. I mean, we already knew about Mario Kart. There was a Donkey Kart. That's actually a pretty new game. There was a new Hyrule Warriors.
Are there any new IPs?
No.
Is there anything that looks like it could not have run on the last 3 Nintendo consoles?
The last 3?
Yeah. Sorry, you're right. No, 4, because we should go back to the GameCube for the technology
Maybe
here.
the Donkey Kong game?
You tone down the graphics. I'm sure it works fine. Like, there's nothing new here. Does the monkey throw barrels at people still?
It's not a traditional platformer.
Okay. I don't know. I'm just so sick of these fucking rehashes. Same shit every fucking year. They got, like, people were super excited about that Bloodborne supposed spiritual successor, but that's bullshit. Elden Ring is going to be a game key cart. Street Fighter 6 game key cart.
Son of a bitch.
You know, the only fucking game that is actually enticing right now on the Switch 2, believe it or fucking not, Cyberpunk 2077. 64 gigabyte cart, and according to CD Projekt, the entire game, including the Phantom Liberty DLC, is on the cartridge. So you know what? I'm not entirely negative. The Switch 2 is going to have a more complete version of Cyberpunk than the PS5 will. Mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. But, I guess that's the way the industry works sometimes.
You know the funny thing about the Switch 2 event was?
What?
There was a sizzle reel near the end.
That showed, Silk Song?
Yeah, it showed Silk Song for 5 seconds. I was cracking up.
I mean, I don't care. It's not my genre
They
anyway.
didn't even show a date. It's just 2025.
Yeah, we'll see. Want to take any bets on that? Are we going to take any bets on Silk Song in 2025?
Yeah, clearly coming. It was on the Switch 2 thing. Clearly coming.
Yeah, they didn't lie to us before. I'm going to say it probably is coming this year. Just because it's not even funny to fucking be contrarian about it anymore. It's like...
That's one of my predictions.
Oh, is it? Okay. I'm not adding it to my list, but I do think it's likely. So, again, no one here is buying the Switch 2, I think. Especially not if it goes up because it gets tariffed.
Definitely not.
Yeah, I was already unimpressed. This tariff thing is just cherry on the cake, to be honest.
You know what? I'm not even that negative. I was wanting to have goodwill towards Nintendo. All they needed to do was keep game prices the same and ensure all their physical copies would just have the full game on the cartridge. If they'd done those two things, $70, the game is on the cartridge, I don't have to look for fucking text when I'm buying a Switch 2 game, I'd been reasonably okay with it. I wouldn't have bought it, because, like, you know, I'm a Fire Emblem shill. But, I'd been more amenable to buying it later on. But now it's just like, do I ever want to buy this piece of shit? Because if I'm going to be paying these prices, I don't know. I'd rather just stick to PlayStation 5 and get a better version of the game. And you know what? If I don't want that version of the game immediately upon launch, I'll just wait 6 months and it'll be half the price. I'm not going to be able to say that about the Switch 2.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing you're going to want eventually is fucking Fire Emblem.
Yep, that'll probably get me to buy it.
Maybe something from Monolith Soft.
Yep, I'll buy some Xeno stuff. I will. You know what? Here's something that'll get me to want the Switch 2. Although they'd be dumb if they didn't port this to the Switch 1 as well, but we'll see. If they did a remaster of the Xenosaga trilogy. We got Suikoden. Why not Xenosaga? Let's just get all these expensive ass old RPGs back for modern consoles. I just don't see that coming to PlayStation. So you know, if I have to buy a Switch copy of Xenosaga trilogy, I'll do that. I wouldn't buy a Switch 2 for that, but if it happened to be on there and I'm already buying it for Fire Emblem, then we'll see. We'll see. I honestly can't say I would buy a Switch 2 for a Game Key cart of Fire Emblem, though. Although I think Three Houses did go down to half price before, so maybe I would just wait for a digital sale on the next game and just get it that way. I don't know. So unappealing to even think about it, honestly. So yeah, we're all pretty down on the Switch 2. I don't really see that changing anytime soon, unless Nintendo has some serious policy changes. But you know what? Consumers shamed them into lowering the price of the 3DS. If you want a cheaper Switch 2 with better policies, don't buy it. Don't buy it. You don't need anything on it. I promise you. I say that about every piece of shitty hardware and every terrible decision, but people still buy it. So I'll just say it again. It's up to the market to decide this one. All right, I should get Greg another crown. Some other news to talk about. I thought this was funny. We have in the favored platform for fan service, folks, for weeb lovers, the tides have shifted yet again. You know how you can tell when the tide has shifted, Greg?
Yeah. How can you tell?
Wherever the next Neptunia game goes. So we've had drama about this. There was supposed to be ports for the Neptunia Rebirth trilogy coming to the Switch. Remember that? And then they got canceled because I guess Nintendo's policies don't allow it anymore. Remember when Nintendo was the haven for fan service?
Yeah.
They had taken that crown from Sony. Well, that crown has been handed right back. Idea Factory International will release the PlayStation 4 versions of Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 1 plus 2 plus 3. All of them are coming to PlayStation 4, both physically and digitally in North America and Europe in 2025. The publisher announced details on the physical release as well as the PlayStation Store pages will be available at a later date. Apparently, from what I can tell, these are all going to be separate releases instead of just bundling them into a single trilogy release, which I would have preferred, but I guess they're going to try to get their money out of it. But, you know, I'm just glad if these games stop being on the Vita prison, and if we can get more trophies out of it, even better. So,
Indeed, can't complain about that.
Nintendo apparently policied themselves out of these powerhouse games that will certainly sell millions and millions of copies, but it is kind of funny how the tide has turned. Do you need any Ajarakan crowns?
I need the smallest.
I don't know if this is smallest or largest. I've got 2 Ajarakan investigations, so I have them both.
And one is one and one is the other.
And I can't tell which, so we just gotta figure it out.
That's kind of funny.
So I'm starting. We'll just beat this thing up and see what we got. And if not, I'll do the other one. Then we'll just know.
Yeah, agreed.
So I will buy these, even though my purchasing power has been diminished. I will buy these. I might wait for a sale. I'm not sure if these will go on sale, but I do want the Rebirth trilogies on modern hardware off the Switch Dungeon. If you don't want to spend the money, they are also for sale on GOG, and they go on sale really cheap. Like, we're talking $2-3 for the first one. So it is possible to get DRM-free versions, but it's not really quite the same as having a proper disc, is it? You know, it's not. And the last bit of news I want to talk about before we get to the Visual Novel Book Club, last thing I can think of. This is a bit of fluff, but I find this amusing as hell. Eurogamer posted an article about BAFTA's most influential games of all time. Now, mind you,
this is a piece of fluff, but I like it. I find it interesting.
This isn't the best games of all time. This is the most influential.
And this was coming from BAFTA. A largely European audience.
Yeah. So, are you aware of this?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's safe to say that we are going to heavily disagree with their list here. Because when I think of an influential game, the first thing I look at is like how many imitators did it have? Did it create an entire genre? Oh, here it is, right here. Okay.
What makes you assume we're going to disagree?
Okay, I'll tell you right now. Their number one most influential game of all time. And Greg, I know you're tempted to play devil's advocate here, but I'm going to call you on it because this is wrong and it's bullshit. Shenmue is the most influential game of all time.
Gotta agree.
No, you're wrong. Don't even be stupid.
Don't know why you're don't even know why you're arguing.
Because Shenmue, the most
basically Virtua Fighter RPG, but introduced things like open world and a big
did not introduce open
story.
World.
No, yeah, I know. Listen, I'm trying my best here, okay?
People are trying to say, like, day-night cycle. I'm absolutely certain that existed before this.
Day-night cycle, yeah.
Whether, I'm pretty sure that existed before this, too.
They probably existed, but it just brought together the whole package, you know? Just fantastic.
I think this is a giant crown, unfortunately. He looks big enough. The most influence that Shenmue had in the gaming market was putting Sega in a worse financial position that made them exit the console market. And if that's what they're grading them on, then I guess that's influential, but I'm not sure. One, I'm not sure that's like the most influential thing, even if you give Shenmue like full credit for that, which it didn't kill Sega. It didn't kill Sega. Didn't help.
Well, it didn't kill Sega, but there was like a single individual that really brought Sega back from the freaking brink during those times that even let them continue being a publisher. And boy, I'm glad that, Sega's been our publisher of the year before.
Sega's done really good recently. Actually, they leapfrogged Capcom recently. Because their 2024 was absolutely ridiculous. I'm not sure I've seen another publisher have as good of a year as Sega's 2024. Because they were just releasing with tons of really good games. When Dragon's Dogma 2 is one of your worst... No, that's Capcom 2. What am I talking about? What was Sega's
Are you
worst...
thinking of Atlas?
Yeah.
Or what are you thinking of all those Atlas titles?
Well, what's the worst Atlas title come out last year?
That's something you'd have to research.
SMT Vengeance?
I mean, possible.
Because I really liked Persona 3 Reload. I fucking Unicorn Overlord was my game of the year. That was published by Atlas.
I just got 3 focus breaks in a row.
Yeah, that happened.
Oh, that was so good.
How are you not at 50 yet?
I don't know, but that's 3 out of 50.
Did I whip that? Oh my god,
what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, what landed here? Oh, something just flew by.
Yeah, it was a Guardian Rathalos. Maybe I did hit with it. Number 2 on this list of most influential games, Doom.
So, hey, just for the record, I really do think Shenmue brought a lot of things to the table. It was very ahead of its time, but it also
I don't think
really
it influenced
put Sega
anything.
into a bind.
I don't think it influenced anything, though.
I'm sure it influenced something.
You're telling me
someone.
Bethesda, who was deep in development of Morrowind at the time, looked at Shenmue and went, "Oh man, we weren't going to have time of day or weather. We got to add that shit."
I'm sure it influenced someone or something.
It didn't influence nothing.
Yakuza?
Who cares? You have Grand Theft Auto that was doing that shit better before Yakuza came around. I don't know. I don't think it influenced anything. I think everything you saw in a Shenmue game would have appeared in Grand Theft Auto, would have appeared in Elder Scrolls.
I think everything would have appeared eventually, for sure.
I think it was in development at the time.
Yeah, I don't know. You're being a little harsh.
No, I don't think I am. I don't think it's one of the 20 most influential games of all time. I don't even think it's one of the most influential games of the 90s.
You don't think it's top 20?
No. Of all time? Absolutely
Even though,
not.
even after winning a entire continent's vote.
No. It didn't win an entire continent's vote. It won the votes of some BAFTA losers.
Is that not just Europe?
Britain, isn't it? The British something?
Yeah. I thought it was Europe, but maybe Britain. I don't know.
It's Eurogamer reporting on it, but it's BAFTA who made the list. No, I don't think it's influential at all. Not really. I could be wrong. Maybe there's just like a million.
I disagree, but we're just gonna have to disagree on.
We're gonna have to disagree because I'm not changing my mind. Maybe there's like a million Japanese developers who will go, "Oh no, I was totally fucking influenced by Shenmue."
Yeah. Like what do you know of all of them?
Nothing. But I haven't heard any.
Very
I haven't heard them say it the way that I've heard them talk about what influenced Dragon Quest or Final Fantasy or We'll go down this list. I'll tell you some things that should be on it. So number 2 is Doom.
That's a good inclusion.
I think that's fair. I'm not sure number 2, but it should be in the top 5 because it kind of set the groundwork.
John Carpenter was a freaking...
John Carmack.
He looked at things that people were doing and basically went, I can do that, but better.
He did that exactly. No, I can tell you exactly what he looked at when he said that. Ultima Underworld. I think he saw it at some game expo. He saw Ultima Underworld, and Ultima Underworld was impressive at the time, like 91, 92.
There's another monster here. Be careful.
Let them fight each other, hopefully. It had, the thing that John Carmack introduced with his engines was just fast rendering action games on the PC. They totally leapfrogged what consoles could do. You couldn't get... Because I think
didn't he do scrolling better too, or something like that?
I think id Software sent a tech demo of Super Mario World running on PC with smooth-ish scrolling. I don't remember how good it actually was, but it was supposed to be pretty good. And Nintendo demurred. They didn't really want it. I played those Mega Man games on PC.
Those NES games on PC were not good.
Yeah, smooth scrolling was not really a thing back then. And then you got, Wolfenstein 3D, which just ran like butter on relatively modest hardware at the time. What did Wolfenstein run? Like a 286? It didn't take that much to run Wolf 3D, if I remember correctly. And all of a sudden you went from, computer games are slow and clunky, and they got a lot of text, they got some advantages, they can hold more data, but they don't really have the best gameplay feel to them to, well, goddamn, fucking no console can run this half as good as my PC can. That was just a flip that was switched overnight with, I want to say Wolf 3D, but that really didn't get ported widely for comparison compared to what Doom was on everything. And trying to see Doom run on like the 32X and the SNES, and it was dire. But Doom kind of influenced the whole first-person shooter genre. Again, people were making those first-person perspective games.
Yeah, people were making Doom clones for a decade afterwards.
Oh no, I'm saying they were trying to make like DRPGs that had smoother gameplay, and they were making things that had like facsimiles of shooter gameplay to them, but they really put it all together and they got it running really smooth, and that's when level design really became like an art form. And you got a lot of people starting their careers doing that, like American McGee and Randy Pedophile, and a lot of people were doing like Duke Nukem levels and Half-Life levels and shit like that. And I think Doom deserves to be up there. Super Mario Brothers at number 3. I'm not even going to fucking argue that one.
That one's hard. That one's hard to argue. I would put Zelda has to be there somewhere.
Is there just one Zelda? I think there's only one Zelda. Anyways, they made so many fucking Mario clones that I got fucking sick of them and never recovered from it. Oh, I hate this fucking thing. Stop roaring.
Well, we could trap him at this point.
I think I have stuff to do it. Half-Life. I'm a little less... I've heard I've heard accounts from developers who talk about how much Half-Life influenced them. It was the, I think it was mostly just 3D cutscenes and rendering everything in engine that was so innovative about Half-Life. We told that story secondhand about, remember John Carmack said, Tim Hall, like, porn is something that people expect in a video game, but story is something that, like porn, people expect it to be in a video game, but no one really gives a shit. Half-Life is what proved them wrong. Quote. Yeah. Half-Life proved them wrong. People started to care about story because when you can put so many story elements right in engine like that, it kind of hits differently. Now, I love my my movie trailers interrupting gameplay and shit like old Final Fantasy and Blizzard games, but I love a good cutscene too. Like the shit Legacy of Kain was doing, probably highly influenced by Half-Life. Number 5,
Metroid has to be in there somewhere too.
I'll get over it.
I don't know the list. I knew the first one, but
number 5, Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. I don't honestly know what this inspired.
Well, it did. It's like one of the biggest console 3D releases. Like that and Super Mario 64 just blew the lid off anyone trying to do 3D back in the day.
Disagree. Anyways, number 6, Minecraft. This one is okay. This one I really take contention with. Number 7, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Really? Number 7?
This game came out like, what, 3 months ago? What has it influenced? Why
are the focus on this list is the most influential games of all time?
Yes.
Okay.
What
I was about to say you're really
influenced?
focusing on influence, but I guess that's fair.
That's what it was. It's not a best game of all time list. That'd be even more egregious, but for different reasons. But can somebody point to me any game, any genre, anything, and go, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is the reason we have that?
It just came out.
Okay, well then it's not influential. Maybe it will become influential.
That was the large Ajaricon, for sure.
Okay, we'll do the small one now. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is really good, except for the combat. I really like guiding for it. It's one of those games that's really nice to guide, because it's kind of obtuse to new players. Like, it expects you to manage some survival elements, and like, it's not super hard to do, but if you don't want to fucking put in the mental effort to figure shit out, you're gonna go look up a guide to figure out how do I save my game, shit like that. So it did well for us, and I really enjoyed writing some of those pages. Except the starter guides, I love it when I can just tell people, you're new in the game, you're basically a fucking sunburnt toddler crying on the beach. This is how you get some fucking armor and you can fend for yourself, right? I love doing that shit. Starter guides. Something I'm a fan of. But it hasn't influenced anything. I don't know. I don't get it. Number 8, Super Mario 64. I don't think you get to put Ocarina of Time and Super Mario 64 in there. Because they were probably, if one of them was influential, the other was probably influential in the exact same way. And I would say Mario 64 is probably more influential, just for how the camera controlled, how Mario controlled, how relatively smooth and intuitive the 3D platforming was. If you've got to put one on the list, I say Mario 64.
Yeah, what is the list? Top 20?
Yeah. Number 9, Half-Life 2. Again, if you're putting Half-Life here, I don't think you get Half-Life 2 as well, because they were largely influential for the same reasons.
I'm sure by the end of 20 games, I'm going to have some other ones that I would want to put on there.
Oh yeah, think of them, because I've got a couple. Number 10, The Sims.
Well, I've been saying them, right? Metroid.
We'll see.
Legend of Zelda, the first one.
We'll see if they end up here. Number 10, The Sims.
That, I think I would probably put on the list, yeah.
I'd probably put it lower than 10. It just hasn't had that many imitators. It's sold well. Unless you're counting like everything with Sim in its title, in which case, I'm not sure how influential it's been as much as it's been really good for Maxis. Number 11.
I mean, I think that's fair.
Number 11, Tetris. Again, I have questions about this. Because you got a lot of, like, bejeweled shit that ended up... Like, that wouldn't exist without Tetris, but... Was it really influencing that many game developers, like, at any point in history, except for... What's a cheap, fucking, easy game to put on something, you know? No one was looking at Tetris going, this is the foundation for my work of art. This is the canvas upon which I will paint. I will stand on the shoulder of these
I'm sure there were
giants.
some games that we got purely because Tetris hit it big.
Yeah, but are they just Tetris clones? Did they innovate? Did they go anywhere? I don't know. I guess it created the stack blocks genre, so I'll take that. It wouldn't be in my top 10. I don't know about 11. Number 12, Tomb Raider. Again, like...
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Did Super Mario 64 make 3D platforming really good, or did Tomb Raider? Because Tomb Raider's jank as shit. I don't know what Tomb Raider supposedly innovated, except, hey, gamers will buy some titties, actually. But I'm pretty sure developers already knew that.
There you go. It innovated character design.
Female protagonists, because...
Innovated.
Honestly, I can't say we had a whole bunch of female protagonists before Lara Croft. She was definitely one of the early standouts. Like, you can't say that today. Sorry, Anita, but you can say that in 1995, 96, that there just aren't that many female protagonists. Pong? Again, I'm not sure how much Pong influenced people. But I guess when you're one of, like, the big arcade games, you just kind of on this list by default. Metal Gear Solid, I'll give Metal Gear Solid. I think I'll give Metal. Do I want to give Metal Gear Solid, or do we want to give the original Metal Gear?
The NES one?
No, the PC, what was it, PC 88 or whatever it was? Which was more innovative? Metal Gear Solid on PlayStation or the original PC release?
Oh, PlayStation.
You think it was? Well, I guess you probably got Tom Clancy and shit off of that. Maybe Deus Ex, although I think they were contemporaneous. Weren't they? Both around 99, 2000?
That's one I would pick for sure.
Well, no, I'm just not sure how much Metal Gear Solid actually influenced anything.
Oh, Warner's over there with his freaking bomb.
I gotta eat some food. World of Warcraft?
Yeah.
No, this did influence things.
Most popular doesn't equal most influential.
No, because everyone in the MMO space tried to imitate the whole theme park MMO thing, and I think they did it to their detriment because there's a lot more variety in the MMO space before World of Warcraft. Like, you could play Ultima Online or EverQuest, and they played differently. After World of Warcraft, everything was just World of Warcraft, but with a Star Wars skin, or, you know, whatever. They all kind of felt samey, so... It's influential. I'm not going to say it was good. A good thing that it was as influential as it was. I think it inspired a lot of companies to, copycat their way into bankruptcy. Baldur's Gate 3, okay. Big fan of Baldur's Gate 3 here. I love the Baldur's Gate series. What did it inspire? Show me the fucking Baldur's Gate 3 inspired game on the market today. Please, I'm begging you, show me. I'd be hard-pressed to even say Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 were one of the top 10 most influential. How are they the most top...
This list definitely has some popularity bias in it.
Yeah.
Like, it's without a doubt.
Here, I think
you haven't said Metroid yet, have you?
We are on 16, and I haven't said Metroid yet.
Yeah, that's insane to me. Because look at all the things Metroid added.
Right. I'll get to your rant later, if Metroid doesn't pop up soon. but I love Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. I think they are collectively the best RPG experience in gaming. I would not put them on my top 20 most influential list of all time. For a number of reasons, but one, I think you can find the things that influence them further back in the timeline, and they probably influence things too. But I don't, like, they were great games, but, like, the genre was dead within a few years after Baldur's Gate 2 released. How was that influential? Like, everyone moved to 3D, and the ones that didn't sell enough to keep making their stuff, and it took like 10 years before the AA RPG market came back for that style of game. So how are they, like, influential? The only reason Larian stopped making 3D RPGs is because they failed at it enough. Oh, I don't know. That's a big no for me. 17, Final Fantasy VII. I'd actually put this higher on my list. And I do think it's influential, but probably not for the reason that a lot of other people do. 18, Dark Souls. I'd probably put that higher on my list, too. And again, I don't think that's a good thing it's that high.
Not Demon Souls?
No, because I think it was Dark Souls where the imitation really started happening.
Yeah. Dark Souls imitated Demon Souls.
No, Dark Souls was just the repackaged...
How can you imitate your own game?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Dark Souls was the repackaged, reheated leftovers of Demon Souls sold to a much broader audience. That was the breakthrough. Number 19, Grand Theft Auto 3. Again, I'd probably put that a bit higher than 19. Look, I think you're out of your mind if you say, like, Shenmue is more influential than Grand Theft Auto 3. That's mind-boggling to me. I can't imagine it.
Especially going from 1 to 19.
Yeah. 20 is Skyrim. Again, what has Skyrim actually influenced? Like, it was a great game, an amazing game, 25 million sales. What did it influence? How many imitators are there? It was so successful that fucking Bethesda hasn't made a sequel yet? Come on, we're confusing.
So, Metroid wasn't on that list at all.
They put 21 as the original Grand Theft Auto, by the way. I don't know why they haven't listed as 21 so time, but the original Grand Theft Auto didn't even influence the next two Grand Theft Autos. Well, the first one was basically second one was basically a copy paste of the first one, but
in a different place.
The first Grand Theft Auto was so influential. Grand Theft Auto 3 was completely different. I'm sorry, that fucking dog don't hunt. Dasha Guba,
They made like 2 others between the first one and the third.
Do you need another Dasha Guma crown?
Dasha Guma. Let me see. Excuse me. Dasha. I have the largest. I do not have the smallest.
Okay, we'll do this. It's an easy hunt. We'll see what it is.
All right.
Okay, so like Greg said, Metroid should be on this list. I don't know if I'd put Castlevania on this list on its own. Maybe in the towards the end of the list, because it did inspire some stuff. Castlevania on its own is hugely inspirational, but Metroid has to go above it because Metroid inspired Castlevania to become Metroid. Throw in some RPG elements, you got Symphony of the Night, and I mean that's my jam. I like
Castlevania 2 for as poorly translated and designed as it is, it had a lot of forward-thinking ideas as well.
Like what?
What do you mean, like what?
Like what? A bad day-night cycle and fucking under-the-hood level... Shut up.
You had a leveling system.
Shut up.
You had a day-night cycle.
Yeah,
you had vendors.
It's so inspirational
NPCs telling you where to go.
Yeah, okay, yeah. They told me where to fucking go.
You had Metroidvania items. You couldn't progress without certain crystals. They blocked progress.
No, you had that shit in Zelda. You didn't do that.
No, still.
Key items required to progress, done earlier. That's not influential. Get out of here. Castlevania 2 was so influential that it couldn't even influence Castlevania 3.
Castlevania 2 had a lot of Metroidvania things
in it. It influenced Konami to not do that again. That's what it influenced.
That's because they did it very poorly. No one will ever argue that.
It did influence a lot of fucking angry video game nerds to make videos about how bad Simon's Quest is.
Yeah, see, that's inspirational.
Wait, did you say day-night cycle?
Yeah,
it did have a day-night cycle. Yep. Hey, Shenmue didn't do that then. Eat a dick, Shenmue fans. Konami did it first.
Shenmue?
Shenmue.
Get the fuck out of here. You're telling me to get out of here. At least I can pronounce games correctly.
Don't put an extra E in there if it doesn't get spoken.
Learn how to say things.
No, I only learn how to pronounce the names of games that are actually useful and influential.
Oh my god.
Not Shenmue.
This guy does look kind of small. I'm high hopes here.
Apparently I'm not paying enough attention because I'm not blocking anything he does. I've got an old man. Jared, you can tune out because I've already said most of this in Discord. But I've got an old man with stick at this list now. There was one JRPG on this entire list, if I'm recounting correctly. Final Fantasy
Dragon
VII.
Warrior isn't on there, or Dragon Quest even, right? We'll say Dragon Quest. What if they don't have Metroid? This list is null and void.
Okay.
This list is garbage. No Dragon Quest? I didn't hear any Dragon Quest.
Dragon Quest, I'm gonna shock you. Dragon Quest does not deserve to be on this list.
Well, why? Were you gonna put on it some previous JRPG?
Dragon Quest 3 deserves to be on this list. Because that was the breakout that really inspired the genre. Dragon Quest 1, I don't think did as much. It was before Final Fantasy. Dragon Quest, I don't think inspired Final Fantasy. What inspired the Japanese RPG was the Western RPG. Specifically, a series called Wizardry. Wizardry was a DRPG series. It's kind of defunct now. Ironically, I think it's owned by a Japanese company, and now they make DRPGs under the Wizardry title.
Didn't Atlas make a Wizardry game at some point?
I don't know.
Or published one?
I can't remember. But Wizardry, I think the first one launched in 1979. It's old. It's old enough to make Ultima look primitive.
Yeah, so AK, it should be on this list.
It should be on this list because Wizardry, okay. The progenitor of a lot of...
the party system and it had the early D&D stuff.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. There are two sources for most of modern fantasy that people derive a lot of stuff from, and that is Tolkien and Gygax. Those are the two big ones. And from my understanding, Tolkien Gygax wasn't a big fan of everything in Tolkien. And he was more of a war gamer, bro. He would have been probably more comfortable with, like, the Warhammer dudes, who were probably directly inspired by Gygax. But Gygax created Dungeons & Dragons, and Dungeons & Dragons was contributed to by a lot of different people. And those people were influenced a lot more by Tolkien than Gygax himself actually was. So you had Tolkien and Gygax that were influencing a lot of early fantasy. I'm talking late 70s here and early 80s. And that shit ended up in video games. Ironically, not in D&D form. You had a lot of nerds who could program who were inspired by their D&D campaigns to make games. Like Richard Garriott and like the dudes who made Wizardry. And this shit headed overseas, got translated, and inspired nerds in Japan. And that's where you got shit like Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy from. You can look at Final Fantasy 1 to 4 and they're just blatantly ripping shit off of D&D. And it's fine, it's good. Stand on the shoulders of giants. Because, you know, if you have to steal a Mind Flayer and a Beholder to give us a Malboro and a Tonberry, then I'm fine with it. Like, that is just advancing the genre, in my opinion. They do not have Wizardry on this list. Like, you do not have JRPGs without Wizardry. I'm sorry if you're a fucking weeb and you don't want to believe that, but it's just a fact. And you can go listen or read interviews from the original developers of these games, and they will tell you the same fucking thing. Now, Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest, I think they were... What were they, developed like a year apart or something like that?
Yeah, it was really close.
So I don't think they influenced each other that much. You might think, well, I mean, Dragon Quest influenced everything. I think it was Dragon Quest 3 that really became influential in Japan. And you also had like Hydlide and East. They were doing games somewhat contemporaneously, so they were probably they're probably also inspired by the original source material of Gygax and Tolkien. And I think it's after like 1989 is when you start seeing like the JRPG genre really start to branch out and diversify itself in unique ways that are mostly divorced from the roots of wizardry and stuff like that. Like, by the time the SNES is coming out, that's probably when you have developers who are more influenced by Dragon Quest III directly rather than something else before that. So I would say Wizardry has to be on here. I would say
Metroid.
Dragon Quest III, I would say Metroid for sure have to be on this list. The interesting thing, and this is like, I'm a big fan of cultural appropriation, right? I deep in my heart, I'm a globalist, so that shit's become a dirty word, but I see cultural synthesis that's cool, and I don't know, I'm an idealist when it comes to like the greater human race. We're just sharing shit with each other. And there's a story I read about it. I think there's an article in PC Gamer that I've talked about on this podcast before, but Final Fantasy VII came out in 1997. And it wasn't until after Baldur's Gate 1 shipped that the developers from BioWare played Final Fantasy VII. And they're playing it and they're like, oh wow, they're writing way better characters than we are. And that's what inspired them, according to them, right from the horse's mouth, to like write the party banters and the more in-depth romances and all the fucking chatter that happens between your NPCs and the enemies you're talking to and shit. All that came from Final Fantasy VII. Is BioWare developers getting spooked by the better characters that they were seeing in Japanese games and deciding to try to one-up them in Baldur's Gate 2, which they did. Which they absolutely did, if you ever played Baldur's Gate 2. And I love that shit, because, you know, you can sit here and be snarky and be like, well, I mean, Western RPGs are what inspired the Japanese RPG to exist. Yeah, and then the Japanese RPG became a creative cauldron in its own right, and eventually ended up exceeding the Western RPG, which spurred Western developers to catch up, try to one-up them. Which is good, I love that, that's fantastic, that's how it should be. I don't see, like, Diablo on this list. How do you not have Diablo on this list? Like, Diablo did for RPGs what Doom did for fucking first-person games. Like, that's where the isometric shit became action-oriented. That's the loot grind. How many Diablo clones have we played in the past 30 years? How is Diablo not on this list?
Yeah, it's pretty unforgivable.
I would even say Warcraft. Like, if you're gonna put World of Warcraft, that's fine. I think Warcraft should be on here separately because of what they did for the real-time strategy genre. Like, there are a lot of Warcraft and StarCraft clones too. Did you get a crown for that, Dr. Guma?
Yeah, I did. That was the smallest.
Okay. Do you have Rathian
What else you got?
I've got a lot, buddy.
Rathian?
Yeah.
One sec. Have you been to this Grand Hub yet?
No, I actually have not.
I'm kind of amazed that it took them this long to put a hub in.
It's only been a month.
Rathian. I have nothing on the Rathian.
Well, I've got 2 Rathian investigations, so we'll get both of them.
Sweet!
I don't think I have any Guardian Rathalos saved, though, because I think I just joined Quest until I got those, so... Can't help you there, Rooney.
Yeah, it's okay. A crown is a crown.
So, I take issue with this top 20 list. I do.
Yeah, well, fucking very easy to take issue with it.
Yeah, you're still salty about Metroid. Shut up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fair. But
there's a couple games like I put Symphony of the Night in there above a couple of those.
I think I'd be happy putting Metroid and not Symphony of the Night. I don't know.
They didn't have the first Zelda in there, did they?
No.
See, like, I
kind of...
don't like that.
Maybe it's just me, but I kind of don't... I kind of want to put Halo in there, too. Like, after Halo, every shooter kind of had to play like Halo. You got the 2 weapons, grenades became very useful, then you start adding, like, side tools. Well, cover was more Gears of War, wasn't it? I don't know. It's just bizarre. Now, Minecraft, that deserves to be there. I also kind of think you should put a Story of Seasons game in here somewhere, like...
Harvest Moon? Why not just the first Harvest Moon?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure where it started. You're more of an expert on that.
Yeah, the first Harvest Moon, the whole concept of peaceful, relaxing, RPG-like games.
Like Jared said in Slack, that Stardew Valley. But I'm like, just go back to the root. Just go back to the root, because Stardew Valley was only made because they couldn't make any more fucking good Harvest Moon games. So, I mean, that was clearly inspired by all the Harvest Moon games that came before it. After losing their credibility here.
This has to be the smallest one. This thing looks tiny as hell.
You should look at my profile when you... No, you don't have to. I already sent you an image of it. Sorry, that shit just looks so fucking good. Having all those crowns. Oh, how did that... Let's say, how did that not stun you? I bonked him right on his head! Oh, I forgot to equip the anti-poison stuff. Really good. No one's joining our quest because they're all hunting... They're probably all hunting that Zio-Shi or whatever.
Yeah, probably.
That's what most of the hunts were when I was playing a few days ago. Fucking storms. Alrighty. I think we need to bring Rebecca in here to talk about the visual novel. Unless anyone has any news that I missed.
Yeah, I need to quit getting poisoned. No. I mean, I had, thanks to fantasy football winnings, I had a little stash put away for a Nintendo Switch 2. I'm just gonna pay taxes with that money.
Oh.
Fucking taxes.
Oh.
Got me again.
That has to be the biggest indictment of the Switch 2 I've ever seen. Was gonna buy a Switch 2, but decided to pay taxes instead.
Ha 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 ha!
How did I get stunned? Oh well, it woke me up with a roar. I've been playing like shit all day. That's okay. Good enough to win. That's what matters.
Yeah, that's what matters. Go get Rebecca. Let's talk about Visual Novel Book Club and the return of Visual Novel Book Club. She's probably up to where we are by this point, I imagine.
She should be close. I really hope she's at day 3. Okay, well you might want to tune out because we'll be talking about the first 2 days. I wanted to get to day 3. I didn't know what day 3 was, but I saw the day 1 and I was on day 2. And I was like, so there's probably going to be more days, and this seems like their chapter system, and, like, you can go in the menu and you can, they organize their, like, chapter select by...
Yeah, there's like a flow chart.
Yeah, by, like, photos on a chalk, or a cork board.
Well,
and I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Let's go, go get her, and we'll get into it, because I got...
Yeah, this is the time
I
to do
got
it.
me some thoughts, and I can explain the whole time flow thing.
Alrighty.
I'll follow your lead.
Did I not get carded? That's funny.
I got the Capture Pro trophy just now.
Wait, did you capture it?
Yeah.
For a bright future.
But I'm still fighting it.
We got
Oh.
disconnected somehow.
It just died. I hit it once. I jumped off my Psycrit and hit it, and it died.
Me along again.
Nice. Oh, do they have a Palico kitchen in this hub area?
This thing's a trove of new data.
Well, then I might have to visit before I uninstall. Alright, so we are starting up the Visual Novel Book Club again with AI Somnium Files.
You say again. What's the last one that we ever did?
Chaos Child? Wasn't it?
Yeah, I think you are correct. And we only did the main story. We never talked about all the side
No, we didn't.
stories, which you have to do to get the platinum, which, I mean, you have to, if you do the main story, you have to blaze through all the side stories.
Maybe we can go back to that after AI the Somnium Files, but I watched that Nintendo Direct and they announced this new AI the Somnium Files, or new AI game, and I'm like, okay. Don't I have 2 of those? Now there's 3. Fuck, I need to play that. And then Greg was talking and was like, I need to play that. And it's like, you know what? We've been meaning to do this visual novel book club again. Seems like the time. There's the urge to play at least one of these AI games, so.
Yeah, maybe if we can get through it expeditiously.
I don't know about
maybe
that.
2.
I don't know about that, but we'll worry about that when worry about that when we're done with the first one. All right, I'm gonna put up the second Rathalos or Rathian, I mean.
Yep.
So, this game starts off. You're at a crime scene at night at an amusement park, which is just how all crime scenes should be. It's raining. They're really hitting the mood pretty hard here. You find a dead as shit chick tied up to a merry-go-round horse, carousel horse. And I remember listening to Greg play the beginning of this. He's like, "Oh, she's dead. Oh, she's dead as shit." Or, "Oh, she's really dead," or something like that. No, I don't know. She'd been stabbed to death with an ice pick, had one of her eyes removed. The game works. Alright, so I've never played a Danganronpa game. I played like the first one for like 5 minutes. I don't think I got out of the first room. In this game, you just wave a cursor around, you find things to examine, you look at them, and like 90% on your screen are just, it's a fence. Okay, that's lovely. It has a green name if you can investigate it, and then it turns gray when you've gotten all the relevant text out of it. So just move your cursor around and click on everything that's green to get as much information as you can. I'm not sure how much of it actually matters, but I'm trying to get the flavor. Sometimes you get some extra dialogue, so
yeah, lots of it doesn't matter, but there's some hilarious freaking dialogue sometimes.
Oh my god, yeah. You have that fucking boss chick who seems a little provocative. Her office was kind of funny, clicking on everything. You have to do that for a trophy. Did you get that trophy, Rebecca? I don't know if Rebecca's here or not yet. I woke her up. I don't know if I woke her up good enough.
You might need to wake her up better.
Oh, she's shouting something at me. Hold on. We'll get off this Psycrit and go.
Technical difficulties.
Please stand by.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
There we go. Fucking head. Damn,
I
get off
heard-
of me, Yangus.
I heard you shouting. I was going to come in there.
Yeah, I apparently had to unplug everything and plug it back in.
Sound settings.
Shit. Oops.
We should just get you a Pulse headset at this point.
Oh, whatever. I was like, God damn it, they're gonna talk about fucking clicking on shit that goes from green to gray, and I was like, the secretary.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that was one of the better ones.
boobs, big boobs, boobs. It's like
No,
okay, buddy.
breasts.
It goes
I
from
know.
the secretary has big boobs behind the counter to
Yeah,
there's big
receptionist
boobs behind the
sitting
counter.
And then just starts going breath, big breath. Yeah, he becomes more fucking chimp-brained as you click on the boob chick. So, that was something. There's a fair bit of fan service in this game.
There's a trophy for getting him to say he wishes his junk was as big as speaker array.
It's something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I clicked on that. I was like, well, what are you fetishizing? I don't know. I guess I'm too
He
virginal
also talks
minded for
about
that.
sniffing shoes.
I saw that. I'm like, dude, that's
Yeah,
gross.
the shoebox in the family room is like, these are my private thoughts you're reading.
So you are playing an amnesiac named Date. Can't remember anything past 6 years. He's got an AI in his head called Iba. She's a real fucking treat.
Oh, yeah, before you get on with it. Before I got my microphone working, I said that all visual novels should start with a murder scene.
Doesn't hurt.
Yeah,
It's a good
it
hook.
started out very well. It's a very good
Yeah.
introduction to the game.
You know what other visual novel started out with a murder scene?
Does Steins Gate?
Pretty close.
Yeah.
It's not far in. You see Caruso stabbed in the hallway, or stairwell. Chaos
it's-
Child
Yeah, I
had
was
that.
gonna say, it's not long before Chaos Child is a murder.
Yeah, had that
It's,
dude eat his arm.
I'm pretty sure that Danganronpa, it's not long until you see a murder either.
Now, it takes a little while before somebody's dead in Doki Doki.
That's true. Yeah. Well,
But
that's
not
Doki
all that
Doki's
one.
trying to do something entirely different. They're trying to make you
Yeah,
think
they're
it's
doing
not
it-
what it is
Yeah,
until you're
exactly.
like a
Can't
third
really
of the way
start.
through the game, and then it's like, oh, we're getting dark now.
Yeah, I had no idea, like, at all what this one was gonna be about. But I was like, man, this better not be some stupid bullshit.
What did
And
you
then
think
it
it'd be
starts-
about? Like romance?
I don't know. Who knows what you guys would pick? Could be something stupid.
I honestly had no clue what it's about either. I have no clue whatsoever. I knew the
then,
game.
like, I see the merry-go-round, and I was like, what the fuck is this fucking weird-ass shit? Why am I looking at a fucking amusement park?
I know the game is
And
called
then I
AI the
noticed
Somnium
it
Files.
was dark, and that the carousel was kind of fucked up. And then I noticed that there's upside-down fucking horses fucking skewered around it. I was like, okay.
Yeah, as soon as I saw the horses, I thought to myself, oh, this is going to be delightful.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. And then
The
I saw
horses
the dead
do add
body.
a certain something.
Yeah, they stand out. I kept, like, I clicked on every single one of them. The weird thing to me is, like, did they change the ages of these characters?
I kind of think that too, because that idol was
Because-
18. I'm like, that's awfully safe of them.
No, that's totally different. We'll get to that. But that Ota
24.
is supposed to be 24.
He seems a bit
he
old,
looks
yeah.
younger.
Yeah.
He looks
He
younger
does
than
look
Mizuki.
way younger.
He looks younger than the 12-year-old.
I mean,
I'm a bit surprised at the age. Like, a lot of the characters are like 36, 37. I'm like,
Yeah, my
Japan is acknowledging ages beyond 22? Holy shit.
Well, the one is supposed to be, you know, the mother. But I'm pretty sure that's not her mother.
What, you already got
what
suspicions
makes you
about
doubt that that's
Yeah, I
her
don't-
mother?
Because A-Set is not 18, she is older.
All right, let's get
Oh, well, no, there's one line about it. We don't know if that's true.
I'm pretty sure she's Date's age. I'm
You
pretty
think
sure
she's
they were
30?
children together.
You think she's 30?
He's 30? I don't remember the
Dante's
name.
30, yeah.
30-something, right?
No, just 30. You can look this up in the log in the game.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he's supposed to be 30, the mom's supposed to be 36, 37?
37.
Yeah.
She it's in his memories, and he is a child in those memories.
Is he? Well,
His hands look small. I mean, it's hard to tell with this
She
game
was-
because everybody looks like a child.
she was playing
It
like
is
a
hard to tell.
she was playing like a patty cake game with Date.
Yeah.
Well,
What's her name?
you also assume it's Date.
I assume it was, yeah.
It's from his
And,
first
but no, he looked like an adult.
perspective.
His hands were big enough to be an adult.
It looked like he could be a baby at best, being a boy.
So
I just got the focus trophy.
Think about
good job.
this.
I knew it wouldn't take that long.
A-Set comes to her own house with this fucking man,
Yeah.
and Mom doesn't even fucking blink an eye.
With a detective.
Yeah, a police officer who's significantly older that she is overly familiar with.
Yeah,
And Mom doesn't give a shit.
I found that a little sus too, but yeah, I'm willing to see where it goes. Everyone's suspicious right now.
That's not A-Set's mom. A-Set is older.
I love how
Maybe not his age, but definitely older.
I love how when he does get there and sees who the hell she is, he is
Yeah.
completely taken aback.
Yeah.
He's like, what
As
the
one would
fuck?
assume. Yeah,
Well,
as
because
one
he
would assume.
saw her murdered
He-
in a dream, didn't he?
Yeah, he saw her murdered in a dream.
Wasn't that
It's-
first Iba dream?
Yep.
It's funny
Okay.
because, like, when I saw her, I was like, why does this character look familiar? Like, where did we see her already?
Well, you
And
played it
then
all
he's
in
like,
one day. I played it four different times, so your memories are
yeah.
actually probably a lot better. I took notes. That's
but,
how I get
like,
around having bad
I
memory.
was like, this character looks familiar, but I couldn't place it. I was like, I don't remember seeing this. And then he's like, she looks familiar. And I was like, okay, so I'm not wrong. I did see her somewhere in the game already. And then it shows the murder scene, and I was like, what the fuck? I didn't expect that to be the case. I was like, maybe it was one of the police officers.
See, aren't you glad I bullied you into playing this?
You didn't really bully me.
Yeah, I should have bullied you harder.
Yeah, but
I did
they
fall asleep
so
during this
far
interface
we've only played day 1 and day 2. They have a real knack for pacing so far in this game. It's very
Yeah.
well done.
So you're investigating this carousel. You find a little girl in the middle of it, and the column in the middle holding a bloody ice pick, and that's kind of how day 1 ends. And then you have the first dream sequence where apparently you play the AI, which is in Date's eye, but she also like manifests during these dream
There's
sequences.
there's a lot of eye jokes going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of AI
Oh,
puns.
you forgot to mention that Mizuki is the dead character's daughter.
I didn't forget to mention that. We're getting there progressively by when you learn the stuff in game. Do you have any crowns
The
for tempered
same
Rathalos?
day. You learn that before you have the dream.
Greg, do you have tempered Rathalos? Just Rathalos.
You learn that before you have the dream. That's what I'm saying.
I have the large one.
Okay, well I don't know what this is, so we're gonna go do it and see.
You also learn that he knows the murder victim.
He's known the murder victim. I think her name is Shoko. He's known her for a while. I looked in the log, and it says that Shoko's skills were like lying and cheating. And I'm like, I don't know if these are written from Date's perspective, but it doesn't really paint this Shoko lady in the best of lights. So we'll see if that goes deeper. But
Well,
right,
she is divorced, so lying and cheating makes sense.
yeah, but like they haven't really
I
gotten
didn't
into.
look in the log. I should look into that.
We haven't gotten into like the backstory behind the Mizuki's parents. The little girl in the
I
column.
also haven't read Mizuki's mind yet, or whatever the fuck were in this big machine. I fell asleep.
Well, that's like one of the first actual gameplay parts of the game. The game has so far 2 modes where you just move a cursor around and investigate things, talk to people, and then yeah, this looks like a small crown for sure. And then it has the dream sequences where you actually play in a 3D space and move around as Iba, and
You have to do some time management, which
There's
is
some time
kind of
management.
weird.
Or you can just save scum. Like, you can save and then go click on everything and be like, alright, well, I know how to get to the next step, so I'm just
Process of elimination if you want, sure.
Basically.
I
Sure.
was trying to do every single speech option, only to find out that, like...
Some, ended them early.
Some of them disappear, and the whole conversation goes away, so I didn't get to ask Aset about a relationship with Mizuki. So... Because apparently I was too busy saying dumb shit.
I think she just says that she's her boss's daughter, and so sometimes Mizuki's over there at that place. And
I'm talking about in the car.
Oh, okay.
They were having their stupid ass banter about her name or some shit.
Aset could have been 5 times more annoying than she was. I actually found her interesting as a character.
Yeah, so
she turned out not being bad.
I don't dislike any of the characters.
If anything, Oda is the lamest.
Yeah.
Well, Oda is just like
he's doing a job.
Fucking,
he's doing a job.
Yeah, you know what he's there for.
He's there to goon on Aset and generally be a pain in the ass.
Get down.
I love the little thing where you're looking at him and he's like, Ota is staring daggers at you.
Yeah, because Aset's like hugging on you and shit, and he's just like...
Yeah, he wanted you to drown in the freaking harbor or some crap.
Yeah.
So is the idol
funny.
we have to save in the 3rd game Aset? Because I don't honestly remember, but I think it's
that
a pink
girl from
idol.
they I don't know. She looks like she's in subsequent games to me.
Okay. I wouldn't be surprised.
Probably a fan favorite character who should live through this game that we're playing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That just means she... Well, who knows? There's alternate paths. I'm on the left path now.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
I don't have any idea what determines the path.
You're about to do it. You're about to do what determines the path.
Oh, okay. Because
you're going to find out very soon.
All the investigating everything. I didn't have a trophy pop in the boss who's a pervert.
Oh, so you didn't find everything? No.
I guess not. But some of the dialogue things disappeared too, so I was like, do the dialogue things matter?
No, I don't think so. It's at the beginning of the chapter, so you can just rewind it.
I mean, it might later on.
I didn't get it my first playthrough.
I meant for the trophy.
I didn't get it my first playthrough either, because I didn't even know it was a trophy. And I thought I looked at everything, but there are some things that are kind of obtuse.
As a result of these paths, they have a flowchart in the game, so you can, like, if you miss any trophy, it's going to be real easy to go back and to the flowchart, pick it right before where it shows up, and then just skip, because there's also a skip button. There's an auto advance button and a skip button.
Yeah, so I mean, I wouldn't worry about too much.
Yeah, it's going to be real easy to go back and get trophies. But this, I was going to say, this game style is very similar to the other visual novels, 999, 9 Persons, 9 Doors, 9 Hours.
The nonary games and shit.
Yeah, and Virtue's Last Reward.
I just told Rebecca to buy those.
This is the same damn director, if you weren't aware.
Didn't I tell you to buy those, Rebecca, the nonary games?
I have no fucking idea. I guess I could go to my home screen and find out.
They are very good games.
We'll have to get to them eventually.
I played both of them twice each. I played both of them twice each, and there's a third game called Zero Time Dilemma.
Well, you might end up doing it again because they're on the list at some point, right?
Yeah. They are fantastic games. They're just so good. The writing is top notch. It's I can tell right away this is the same person, the same team, the same people. It's very obvious to me.
I'm kind of tempted to put Steins Gate Elite on the list too. Because that'd be a pretty breezy one to go through. We could just go through, like, and just talk about the new graphics and shit. I don't know. I'm tempted. I want an excuse to play Steins Gate Elite. That's another thing. It would force Rebecca to go through it too, so. I'm very tempted. But we'll see. There are plenty of... We've got a ton of visual novels. We've got robotics nodes. We've got the rest of Chaos Child to do. I think there's Anonymous Code. That's another one. We've got plenty of visual novels. So you'd be doing this for another 2 or 3 years easy, without anything else coming out. So yeah, then you have like a little dream sequence, and I'll tell you what, Iva's kind of intrusive and snarky when she's in your eye, but when she's on her own, she's an absolute fucking menace. Like
she's an absolute what?
Menace. When she's in those dream segments, she's just doing the dumbest shit. They're trying to play her off as a cutesy fan service character, and that's fine.
Yeah, like she's 5 or 6 years old or whatever she says she is.
I picked this body to appeal to you. Dante's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Dude, she knows that you sniff. She knows you sniff shoes, so I don't know. I don't know who I'm trusting here, but
after he sniffed the shoes after.
Yeah, but she's been with him for 5 years.
Yeah. So Dante doesn't remember anything from 6 years ago.
Maybe he pulls her out before he does burpee things most of the time.
It's still in his subconscious. That's the whole thing, is reading subconscious. So I don't know.
Right,
I think he's just caught. That's all.
Well, you can also talk to her while she's pulled out.
Yeah, he doesn't use a phone, but he'll talk to the AI in his fucking head.
He doesn't have to, apparently.
I guess, yeah. So he can't remember anything from 6 years ago. Apparently something happened 6 years ago. 5 years ago.
Which his boss won't talk about.
Which his boss won't talk about. If you down age a set 6 years, then maybe the whole thing he's remembering from the past fits.
It may involve her.
May involve her. We'll see. That's my operating theory.
It would be super creepy if she was his daughter.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't even think about that.
He's about the age where that would work, though. No, he's not. I'm lying.
Mom recognizes him.
Dude, no, she's 18. He's 30. I was thinking he was like 36, like the rest of them. No, that doesn't work. That doesn't work.
Yeah, I mean it's Japan.
No, it's Japan, not Japan-a-sea.
I'm saying she's probably under 18.
Okay, well, unless someone's lying about their age on that, then the numbers...
Someone's lying about their age.
The numbers don't work based on the stated ages right now. I'm open to those being wrong, but I haven't seen any evidence for it, so...
Well, no,
Am I hunting the wrong thing?
She's not 18.
I'm hunting the wrong thing. I went after the goddamn fucking lizard.
They make it pretty clear she's not 18.
Well, if she's older, it's even less probable.
Well, yeah.
But he got Iva installed 5 years ago, so he's had that thing in his head for 5 years, and he's apparently been working with his boss for longer than 5 years, or 6 years. So she knows about the stuff 6 years ago and won't talk about it. I don't know how long...
There had to have been something fucking crazy that happened to him, that they selected him.
Oh, I'm sure we'll get to it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
I don't know how long he's known Mizuki's parents. Anyone else think it's really weird that Mizuki's parents like end up in relationship turmoil and letting some just third party raise their kid?
Well, apparently they're freaking roommates, but you saw how she treated him, like once she could speak again. Very cold.
I haven't seen that yet.
She's kind of a bitch.
She ain't nice.
Well, they're roommates, but let's be honest. It's a 12-year-old and a 30-year-old, alright? You can try to say roommate all you want, but one person's paying the bills. So, I don't think it's a co-equal domestic fucking thing going on there.
Her bills might be paid in the form of child support.
Maybe, but it says that he's like her legal guardian. So it's not just like, oh, well, she just crashes here. She's 12, alright? Somebody's making sure she goes to school, presumably. You know, somebody's putting food on the table.
Yeah, he's doing a parental role.
Yeah, it's definitely a parental role.
She's probably mad that her parents aren't actually taking care of her. And even if he's her legal guardian, the parents would have to pay child support.
Yeah, something's going on that's just weird as hell. Alright, that neither of the parents is but she apparently spends time with her dad. She goes to his office. So we know that. She knows enough about her mother to be shook by her death. So it's not like she doesn't seem estranged.
She's not straight up abandoned.
Yeah.
If she murdered her mom, she'd be shook just for murdering somebody while she's 12.
Yeah, but
Killed her. No. I think it's weird that everybody just like is chill with her like being friends with so many adults.
yeah, and yeah, just going
Ota's 24 and there's
living
like
with a
Yeah,
30-year-old
that's weird.
detective, going to her dad's workplace where they're like her dad's kind of okay. Her dad's kind of a scummy character, right? He owns maid cafes. He owns this idol talent agency. Like, dude, you
I only
are.
know about the idol thing.
It mentioned the maid cafe earlier,
Did it?
but kind of off in passing. Dude's up to his fucking elbows in selling sexualized teenagers. That's his
Pedo
gig.
shit. Got some
So,
pedo shit going on.
apparently he's been
Maybe
friends
that's
with.
why his daughter doesn't live with him.
Hey, maybe she's getting at that age where the glares are getting a little creepy. I don't know. So I'll go live with a 30-year-old detective my dad's been friends with a couple. I don't know. That's just weird shit. That's just weird shit. You know, now I'm talking about it, there's so much weirder shit in this game than I internal that first half. Do you want to talk about Boss's Office, Rebecca? You just played through it.
Oh, the boss's office?
Yeah.
Well, she's got a lot of shit in her office. She
That's
says
kind of like the defining trait of her office.
it's like multi-stories below ground, so she's like, I don't want to go crazy.
She tells
it's like,
bad puns.
You have a lot of fucking weird-ass shit in here that doesn't fucking go together. Kind of reminds me of my own fucking room.
Right. Hey, Rebecca, do you know how old the boss is?
Is she 41?
42.
42? Oh.
Yeah.
Close
have
enough.
Do you have a Cumatrice, Greg?
Let's see. I got the largest Quimatrice.
Okay. Well, I don't know what this is, but we're going to find out.
But, yeah, she makes some sexual innuendos.
She
He
doesn't
refers
seem-
to her as being a pervert.
She doesn't seem to have
Well,
the
he
hots
says
for Date, though.
Well, she's like, he's like, she has a way of turning everything dirty, and it's like, bro.
You're
You're
thinking about
fantasizing
sniffing
of-
women's shoes!
Yeah, sniffing women's shoes and fantasizing about your dong based on seeing a speaker system?
Pot kettle, motherfucker, come on.
Right? It's hard to tell if she actually has a thing for Date or if she just likes picking on him. Either way, they'd be going to fucking HR for that shit.
It's a good thing they have so few employees, right?
It says
Right.
in her character description that she likes anything black. So I'll let you come to conclusions on how far that extends. Giggity.
Take it.
Didn't even think about that. Thank you.
I didn't read the logs. I should probably do that.
So yeah, you're kind of just when you're in Boss's office after witnessing the crime scene, you're kind of just filling in back lore about some of the characters who are going to be important later that day, like Mizuki's dad. I think his name is Renju. That's where you find out a lot about. Oh, this looks like a large one.
Yeah, it does look large.
You
That's a
can
shame.
really fucking needle her over and over and over about what happened.
Yeah,
years
she
ago.
she kind of just
And
clams up.
eventually she's like, motherfucker, shut the hell up. I'm
She's
not
like, if you
telling
don't stop asking me about this, I'm gonna tell HR on you or some shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna file, or tell
The sexual
them.
harassment claim, yeah.
Yeah. He's like, this is neither harassment nor sexual. She's like, well, whatever, I'm not talking about it. Like, lady, he could probably get you on the sexual.
I know. In fact, bringing it up as a sexual thing made it kind of sexual harassing,
Right?
if we're being honest.
So she's becoming a little liar. And a pervert.
Just a little lie by omission.
It's not even like a gentle lie by omission. It's a threatened lie by omission. He knows she knows. But she's like, I ain't fucking telling you.
I'm not even really trying to
No,
dodge
shit.
this thing. I'm just like, I don't respect you at all. Ooh, maybe I should have. That hurt.
Yeah, that one actually hurt.
Opportunity strikes.
I don't know. These characters in this game are actually pretty good so far. They're all kind of interesting, except for Oda. He's just
Yeah, he's just there. He's just there to perv on A-Set.
Yeah.
he's that dweeb that would have died at the beginning of Chaos Child. Where do you go after the boss's office? Is that when you go to the talent agency?
You go to the diner first.
Right. You talk to Oda's mom, and that's a lot of nothing. Oda's mom doesn't like A-Set.
That's a lot of flavor text.
Yeah.
She thinks she's a witch.
Which
Because it's not her son's fault that he's obsessed with her. It's the witch's fault.
Well, I mean, she does play games with fucking Date. So it's not just she doesn't just have power over that gooner. She gets to go to the crime scene because she fucking blackmails Date.
Who the fuck knows what she has on Ota? Of course, now Date does the same thing though. He blackmails Ota.
Well, Oto's
a little. All a bunch of scummy people.
Oto's a little shit. Okay, Ota had it coming.
He deserves it, but that doesn't change the fact that Date is like, I'm gonna blackmail this motherfucker into cooperating. They're all a bunch of shitty people. Every single one of them so far.
Okay, this Team Patrice is almost dead. It's probably going off to its lair right now.
Computer is a mad scientist. And
yeah, for sure. Who?
Homoerotic.
Yeah.
You saw those magazines. Yeah. I was about to say that.
Pewter's the guy who designed Aiba. First you go to the talent agency, you blackmail Oda, and then you get blackmailed by A-Set. And then they introduced the car ride segment where you're just driving. Actually, did they do a car ride segment before that? They might have.
No, I don't think so.
Was it only with A-Set? You can talk to people in the passenger seat, and it works like the other investigation sections. So, but it's kind of nice to have a change of pace and just be driving along.
A-Set is the first car ride, and then you have a conversation with Aiba on the way back after A-Set.
Yeah. You go to you bring A-Set along to the scene of the crime. She only divulges one interesting new piece of information. That the ice pick was in Shoko's eye socket when they got there.
But Date discovers something while he's there. That there's no blood on the horse.
No blood on the horse, right. So somebody killed her elsewhere and brought her there. She didn't bleed out on top of this carousel, apparently. And then he takes her home and he has a flashback with A-Set's mom. What's her name?
Hitomi.
Tessa. No, A-Set. Her real name is Tessa.
Oh, just call her A-Set.
Yeah.
Her real name is Iris.
Well, okay. Yeah, she goes by Tessa too, though, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Yes.
But that's just the A-Set spelled backwards.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
Which I'm just now telling you, and you're just now realizing.
Of course.
She's Tessa to Ota, but she tells Date that her real name is Iris while they're in the car.
Then there's an Iris at the mom's house, and I think there's something to that too. Yeah. Guardian Dashiguma, do you have one?
1 sec.
Kind of a little weird that he didn't mention, like, hey, I've seen this whole place in my
dream. I had a dream about this.
I clicked on a cushion? And I think you weren't supposed to notice the Iris before Iris mentioned.
Yeah, I clicked on it too, and then it didn't go gray at any point. The dialogue option for it.
When I talked to her and went through her dialogue options, it's like
I got the smallest Guardian Dashiguma.
Okay, well we'll see what this
draw
one is.
my attention to the flower behind her, and then when you click on it, you don't get anything new. And then that dialogue option did not go away for me.
Right, we forgot to mention something. The reason Oda in this story at all is because Iba traced the payphone he made a call from just before the murder was discovered by, he's the one who called it into police.
Yeah.
Using a payphone.
But he only claimed that he heard a scream within, but did not mention being in there.
Which is a lie. Yeah. So far, ASAT's one of the least openly dishonest characters. Like, even Mizuki is telling lies and shit, so. Which you'll discover. They don't hold that secret very long. And then after all this chatter, I don't know if this one's big or small. Kind of looks small. Women know. They can tell.
Not at first. You don't know if it's a grower or a shower.
Oh, jeez.
Here we go.
She's not wrong.
Okay, Greg.
What?
I don't know why you're taking the woman's
This guy looks
perspective.
pretty small, if you ask me.
Well, we're going down the list. What should I?
Oh, did you not need a mini crown for that one?
I think I have the smallest one.
Oh, you bastard. I was dodging.
Everybody's a liar.
And then after that, you end up going into to HQ because Date is a thinker. He can use some device to go into people's subconscious and look for evidence that way. And apparently, he just directs Iba while he's doing that, but Iba is the one you play as in these events. And Rebecca's about to do the thinker event with Mizuki.
Yeah, so don't give anything away.
Be quick, you're timed.
And then crazy stuff happens. Well, go play through it, Rebecca, and Greg and I will finish this off, because I think that's, like, the last thing that happens that day before a car ride.
Yeah, you're really close to the end.
Yeah, but this could take a while, because I've got to click on all the things.
Oh yeah, but that's fine. So get off here, and we'll finish the second day on the chat.
Oh, you guys are going to keep talking about it.
Yeah. Well, we want to
Okay.
finish the day 3. Okay, why did I just...
Okay, yeah, I'll just get out of the chat then, into the group, and be done with you all. Bye, Greg!
Bye.
Waiting to see that notification that Rebecca's gotten the hell out. There she is. Alright, so then after, like, okay. I'm not sure how much of a fan I am of these timed events.
I don't mind them. I didn't feel rushed at all.
No, but I kind of want to do all the stupid options. I know I just said you can, like, save scum every stage, but I don't know. I just don't like time things. I don't like seeing the timer tick down. I think I had 2.5 minutes left when I finished it. But
I had 3, but I went... I think I had over 3, actually. I didn't get I know I got the 4-minute warning. Maybe I got 3. I don't know, but I use those tiny things a lot.
well, I mean, you're supposed
Like, to the point where I really didn't need to.
Yeah.
Because they keep giving them to you.
Yeah. It's just, I want to see all the stupid options and see how things go, and I don't know. I know there's like a save point right there, so you can just go back to it at any time, but don't rush me, I want to click around.
Yeah.
But it's cool enough, you know, solving some puzzles, even if they are timed. And I don't know what the alternative solution is. I guess we did the same path, we just unlocked the 3 gates, and I guess the only big information you find is that there was somebody else there,
Yeah.
but you don't know who it is. And once you're out of there, you're able to, like, you cure... What's the term for aphasia or something like that?
Aphasia, yeah, something like that.
Mizuki can't talk. She's going through a stress response. And this cures her of that by going through her subconscious. I like how she does that Sundari thing, like, I wasn't hugging you because I liked you. I was just doing it because you were there. I would have hugged a post if it was there. I would have hugged a cactus if it was there.
Yeah.
It was like, oh my god, you're trying so fucking hard. Just stop. Just stop. But... So you're able to question her again. She doesn't want to tell you who texted her to tell her to come to the scene of the crime, and we all know who it was. We all, like, I was sitting there going, yeah, it was your fucking dad. Like, there's... Well, I don't know why you're hiding it, because it's the worst hide ever. And even Dante outsmarts her by just tricking her into saying it, because he just... I can't remember what he does exactly. He's like, so what did Genju text you exactly, or some shit like that. And,
yeah, he totally got her.
Yeah. And, you know, it's starting to... You're on the car ride. Afterwards, you're going to Genju's house, and then you get a report that... Oh, you can dose him if you want. You get a report that he's not there, police have already looked, and... Mizuki brings up one of his maid cafes, so you change direction, you start heading there, and he's getting information. It's looking pretty bad for Genju.
Yeah, Genju looks guilty as fuck. Or at the very, like, he skipped the police. They can't find him after initial questioning, because they couldn't hold him, they had nothing to charge him with.
Which doesn't sound like a thing that happens in Japan.
And then you find out his car appears to have been used in the transportation of the dead ex-wife. Right? Like, none of this looks good for him.
Or at least it was, like, on some tracks that were closed down, but they lead...
Yeah, but the car was tracked to him.
Yeah, they lead close to the scene, to where the body was found. By a way that, like, via a route that nobody would, like, know. It's not like there's a McDonald's there, you know? Not like you can say, oh, I was just going to this... Right, the island she found on...
Yeah, and it's the only car that they had a camera on.
Yeah. The island where Shoku's mom was found was condemned. There was a chemical plant explosion, and they shut down the entire district. No one's
supposed to be there, so this is like the only car in the area, and it happens to be registered to him.
Yeah. You can't
like, say, these are not good things.
Yeah, you can't just say, well, I was going for a Whopper, you know?
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason for you to be there on the day of a murder. Do you need Lala Barina?
Oh, let us look. I have the largest Lala Barina.
Well, I don't know what this is. Let's find out.
Can't hurt.
And then you get to the maid cafe, and what do you find, Greg?
A dead Renju. Like, hooked up in a way that he did not unalive himself.
Yeah, this wasn't a guy who hung himself with bed sheets. He was tonsilling a meat hook. So,
yeah, so I went from Renju, man, this looks bad. Did you kill her? To oh wow.
I don't think Renju did it, but it's kind of academic at this point. Yeah, and of course Shoku's there.
To top it all off, yeah, Mizuki.
Oh, sorry, Mizuki's there. Yeah,
Mizuki is there to witness it all.
Yep. So she found the deceased body of both of her parents. Just what, a day or two apart?
Yeah, a day or two apart from each other, at most.
So, I think the word we use in this situation
has
is
some therapy bills.
If she was in Japan, I'm sure that's covered. She'll probably actually get therapy. But yeah, that was the way to end day 2 out. I saw that, I'm like, perfect. I'm stopping here. This is like, I want to keep playing, but this is exactly this is a perfect time to stop. So far, I want to give this visual novel a 9 out of 10. I'm interested in all the characters. I'm interested in numerous lore threads. It looks like it's easy to repeat certain things. I don't have to make like 18 save games to do certain things. The voice acting is pretty good.
None of this is a surprise to me. 999 is one of the best fucking visual novels like ever, writing wise. And Virtue's Last Reward is basically that with more clever puzzles.
Well, we'll play those at some point because I've got them. I think I've got them on
Zero
on
Time
Vita
Dilemma
and PlayStation.
actually is a unfortunate step back from those two, in my opinion. almost like he was rushing to finish it and get the trilogy done. Worried that he wouldn't be able to finish it. I don't know. Because he stepped away from making games for the longest time afterwards.
I'm going to say, right now, where I stand right now, 9 out of 10 on AI Somnium Files as a visual novel. Will it reach the heights of Steins Gate? I don't know. It's got better pacing so far, but man, you gotta fucking earn that payoff. Steins Gate got away with like 5 chapters of fucking asinine chatter because it made it all fucking pay off in the end. And that is really hard to do. This one doesn't have that pacing problem. We'll see if it can still get the payoff.
Oh, this is the smallest. This
does
is
look
great
small.
for me. Yeah, it looks hella small. Hella, that's a word.
Hellaciously. Oh, bastard. So I started Suckage 2 a little while ago, and I found out that the guide I'm using doesn't contain like a lot of the practical information that I'd want out of a guide.
I told you which guide to use.
It doesn't say it does, but I found out that I should have been farming like what is it called? Like double jab
runes.
orbs and shit. Yeah. I should have done that way earlier, so now I restarted to farm the shit that I didn't get the first time around, so.
Listen, I'm telling you, if you want to get everybody... Well, getting everybody in Suikoden 2 is rough, because there's Cliff, right?
No, that's not a problem in this remaster.
Yeah, really?
They have an option in the settings where you can just stop the timer on that. You can basically just go, no, I don't want to rush. I want to rush, and I'm going to do everything anyways. So... Yes, they made that way, way easier.
Oh, maybe I will get around to these, you know, for trophies.
They're not bad plats. I mean, the first one's easy as hell. You can just follow a bullet point guide and get everything done in that game. That's what I did. But I know these games are easy. I wasn't having any trouble difficulty-wise, but I like to grind. I like to have all the good stuff, so I want some of these double jab runes. I want some of these orbs. I want some of these fury orbs. I want my characters to be strong. I don't even care if they don't need to be strong to beat the game. That's not the point. I want to beat this game in a way that's satisfactory to me. Like Final Fantasy IV, did I need to have a full party of characters with adamant armor? No.
I mean,
but I did it anyway.
I grinded out the freaking pink bunnies or whatever.
Pink
you know what I
yeah.
mean.
I think the Princess Fawn. And they
yeah, it's been a while, but I had the pink Princess Fawn things for everyone. So.
Yeah. You got to do that at least. It wasn't that bad of a grind.
Old school JRPG players, we're crazy.
I've got like I just started replaying it earlier, right before the podcast. I got off Suikoden 2 at like 7:58 my time, and I'm keeping a list of like how many of the rabbits I have to farm to get each one of these. It's consolation because I like grinding on its own, right? There's something soothing and therapeutic about it. But I kind of need to write something down while I'm doing it. There might be something deeper to that, but I'm not going to delve too deeply into my own psyche right now. So I'm recording how many rabbits I had to kill to get these double jab runes, and it took me 10 rabbits to get the first one, which is nothing. Like, that's 2 encounters. The second one took me until 111 rabbits. That took a while. And then 123, really fast. 181, not terrible. Could have been faster. 187, like, that was like the next encounter. I got that one as I was going to a save point to save for the last one. Then 195, also really fast. Number 7 is at 234. I think I'm going to go for a dozen of these. Just so I can have every melee character I could possibly want to slot into my party with a double jab rune. I want to be able to destroy everything in the game with auto battle if I care to.
I like it.
So, that's just kind of what I'm doing right now. I might do that after the podcast. We'll see.
No, you got work to do after the podcast.
Visual Novel Book Club.
Visual Novel Book Club guide writing.
Persona 4. What did you say you good for the podcast? You thought
Persona 4, yeah.
Did you think I'd be stormed out or something?
Yeah, I didn't know.
No, this was the rare one. Like, the storm stopped before the podcast this time.
I wouldn't have been surprised given the recent trends.
It's been fucking stormy as shit here, man. It's ridiculous. All fucking week. Like, I've just been grinding up characters on Fire Emblem Awakening because I didn't want to have my PS5 on because the power would just fucking flicker. It's like, alright, this sucks. Gipseros.
1 sec. Gipseros. I have the biggest one.
Alright, I don't know if this is a big one or small one, but we'll find out. I'm really hoping we move on to another project soon. I'm kind of not feeling this Adamfall.
I'm pretty sure I would need to talk to, why does it always put me on as preparing? I don't need to prepare. Quit that.
Oh, I have no idea.
I would need to talk to Howard, but I'm pretty sure you can get some money for, even though it's old, AI Somnium files.
No, talk to Howard. I mean, it's pretty much just going to be a trophy guide, I'd imagine. Just
Yeah,
not a lot of other content to it, but I wouldn't mind. I've got the free time now. I've got the free. Well, I don't know about free time. I got the freelance shit.
It's not going to be a lot of money. This game is old.
I don't care.
And it's not like you're going to be working very hard on it.
If it splits $100 two ways, that would be fantastic. That's a video game.
I would do it. I would do it for that.
So that's not bad at all.
And everything that we've played up to so far, I've already got written down.
I mean, it's easy to get media for this stuff too. Actually, since I've done zero
stuff, media.
Well, it's calling me surprised.
Yeah.
I was sitting there thinking, like,
this thing looks small as hell.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was thinking when I was playing through that boss's room trophy, I'm like, somebody should just write down a bullet list of everything you can find in here.
I wrote down, I didn't do that, but I wrote down the most, I want to say hidden, but
like that moth that's right by those balls.
Here, I'll tell you. In fact, here I'll just read. You attack.
A broom.
I got the Matryoshka doll.
Okay,
the large key that's by it.
Yep.
I got the broom.
Oh, did you get that?
I got the broken clock, the shogi piece, and the copy machine.
Yeah. Okay.
Those are the 6 items that I think. Like, if you don't have that trophy and you don't know what you're missing, it's one of those 6 items.
Did you have the broom on the list? I can't remember.
Yeah, broom.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely one of them. I didn't get away.
I was hoping I could smack him with my,
That's okay. You can avoid follow-up damage if you wiggle your analog stick. So you can't, but I can avoid damage.
Oh my god, shut up.
Look, I gotta have something gaming-wise over you. That's about the only thing.
That's about it.
That's about it. You know what? I will take it. It's something. Oh, I was gonna sit there and say, you know what? I'm also not poisoned, and then he spit a fucking loogie right in my fucking face.
I just grilled a meal. It's nice that you can just grill a meal while you're fighting an enemy. I mean, I feel like they target you when you do that, but that's fine. In fact, one might say that you have it coming at that point.
You do. You definitely have it coming, but Expedition 33, I think, is the next game on my list.
You already got. You want me to ask Howard about that one?
Sure, I don't give a shit. I mean, I'll probably be doing it for gamer guys too, but they said I could freelance. They didn't say I could They didn't say I couldn't double dip.
How in the world would that work?
What do you mean?
I can't imagine writing 2 guides for the same game for 2 different places.
I can tell you how that would work. I wouldn't be writing the same pages for both sites. That's how it would work.
So I would have to do anything that you did for the other site, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not like I'd be recycling text or anything, so it'd probably be safer that way. But gamer guides like to focus on how to do X rather than just like straight up quest walkthroughs in a lot of cases, so I'm not even sure there'd be that many analogs, to be honest with you. The parts where there'd be more crossover are like trophies that are easy to miss. So I don't think it'd be that big of a deal. It'd be an entirely different writing style. Oops, there we go. Knocked his ass down. Yeah, this guy ain't gonna last long. How's my shield?
I'm kind of amazed he's not death already.
Come on, start flashing. Ah, beat you. Those pods they drop do a lot of damage sometimes.
Yeah. Especially to the monster that drops them sometimes.
I think I just did about 200 damage by shooting one, which, you know, isn't amazing, but it's not bad either. Ah, he flashed.
Yeah, he did it when I was right in the
Maybe that was
in the air.
I really don't like the Kipso. Not as bad as the Yankutku, but I'm not gonna miss this thing.
They're pretty similar.
This thing doesn't attack you by turning slightly to the side. So I just like this thing a lot less. Ah, he keeps running. How am I gonna bonk you if you keep moving? So I saw a video. One of the cows I watched plays. It was playing Resident Evil 3. He was talking about what a big Resident Evil fan he was, and dude's a compulsive fucking liar, by the way. So he was talking about things like, "Hey Greg, does Jill die at the beginning of Resident Evil 3?"
No.
Okay. He was talking about how he was surprised by that zombie teaser in the mirror. It's like, what do you do? Of course she doesn't die. She's the fucking main character. Now we're getting messed with by an Ajerican, which I'm not fond of. I don't know. At the end of the stream, he calls it Resident Evil 2, and it's like, bro. You don't have to pretend to be a fucking super fan if you don't even know which game you're playing. Yeah, I think the Gypsaros just ran away from the Ajerican. I don't think it's almost dead. Oh, and the Ajerican is chasing it.
Naturally.
A lot of wounds on this thing, though. Oh, fuck you. Stupid asshole monkey. Oh. I need to make food. So stupid that they let you get away with that.
He came right after you when you did that, too.
He did. That is stupid and slow. There's the fucking...
Yeah, we ready?
Oh. Yeah, I don't care. Get him. Sorry, Frank. We're capturing this one. Like, oh, he's doing the play dead thing. Really? You're just gonna no-sell a wound like that? Okay. I don't know why this monster does that. That's so weird.
Yeah. He's trying to survive. He was right next to this fucking shock trap, too.
He said, nope.
Make sure to grab anything a monster leaves behind.
Some people are saying,
Oh,
okay.
man.
Some people are complaining about the Switch 2 by... Well, apparently it requires express SD cards now instead of the old ones. Which some people are being pretty hyperbolic about, because I guess you can't transfer your saves from the Switch 1 to Switch 2, which kind of sucks. But they're saying that it's worse than the PS Vita's proprietary storage. I'm like, y'all are out of your fucking mind. Like, there will be sales on the SD Express storage. You can wait for that shit until Black Friday. You will get that shit for cheap. Why is it not triggering that trap? I'm not sure why that trap's not triggering. Shock trap, no effect?
Yeah, apparently.
That's weird. I know, oh, maybe this, no? I know Gormagala is not affected by shock traps. Oh well, guess we just had to kill it.
Yeah, well, what can you do? It was the right crown. I should just be thankful for that.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. Preliminary picture, so we still don't have any information. Yeah, I don't see any information. It's just like... Nintendo had to release so much uncertainty into this console launch, too, by having this game key card shit and the fucking upgrade path being obscure. That's the problem with Nintendo.
I just got the miniature crown collector trophy.
So you got 10. 16 more to go.
Ugh, disgusting.
Yes.
Alright. So we want to do this stupid Gormagala giant crown?
Yeah, may as well, I guess.
Man, I really don't want to do it. Okay, we'll do it. We'll do it and hope other people join in, because I'm not good at this thing.
Yeah, people like joining in.
Didn't even get a roaring 20s before this Great Depression. You ain't fucking lying. I feel like we've been in a continuous series of depression since
Roaring
2007?
20s, what are you talking about?
The roaring 20s, period of time before the Great Depression. Lots of economic growth, lots of positive futurist attitudes for the future. We didn't get that phase. All we got was everything crashed, you're going to make less money than your parents, and then just kind of compounded over and over again. Okay, there's the SOS. I'm actually going to take some demon drugs and shit, because, fuck, I hate this thing. Alright. Let's hope somebody more competent than me joins.
Yeah. So what if Howard has no appetite for this guide. Are you still willing to do a text version?
We'll see. We'll see. Guess it couldn't hurt.
I didn't see one on NeoSeeker or GameFAQs. I saw something on Xbox. Where was this? Hold on. TrueAchievements.com. Which is the... Yeah, that looks decent.
I mean, you just let them know that it'd be mostly a trophy guide.
Yeah, I mean, it's a visual novel. It's mainly here for trophy guides, but it's not like he's never done visual novels. He let me do multiple Ace Attorney games at this point.
And he paid you for them?
Yeah.
Oh. How much?
I can't remember. Alex did all the media.
I'll have to find one of my old NeoSeeker guides.
Yeah, like when I got to I got to do them brand new too when they were coming out with those collections when Capcom was.
I mean, if he wants to like do the third game, it can't hurt to have the first two. So.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Especially when there's so little info out there. I mean, he'll have the only guide on GameFAQs or NeoSeeker.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, I got a meal. I didn't get demon drugs. I should probably do that.
Oh my god, so I was playing Monster Hunter before the storms rolled in. And it was, I think it was a few hours until, or before, like, after those new hunts came available. And, man, I gotta tell you something. My opinion of Japanese gaming supremacy got shook. I was shook. I was playing those hunts against that, Zio, whatever, Zaoshia, whatever it's called. And a Japanese guy would join, and I'd be like, oh, thank God. And then his ass got carded. I was like, what are you doing, bro? Like, you're supposed to be better at this. And that kind of just kept going on over the whole night. It'd be like, Japanese dude would join, he'd just fucking flop and suck. And I'd be like, I shouldn't be better at this game than somebody whose name is just like, you know, kanji. Like, that doesn't feel right. But they're carding and I'm not, so I don't know how I can make any other conclusion. I was greatly disappointed in my monster hunting brothers from overseas. Because I am supposed to be the one they are carrying. They were letting me down. So far these guys seem pretty good. If I end up being the weak link for this hunt, I won't, like, I would be surprised. But I expected them to carry me a little better than they were.
Well, we seem to be doing fairly well so far.
Out.
Oh no!
Oh, that was you?
Yeah, that was me.
Ah, damn it. These fucking old men. These old military veterans.
I just put on my fucking cape too.
That doesn't sound like a bad idea.
I can't believe that happened.
Shame. Shame.
Is this the biggest one or the smallest one? Can you tell?
Yeah, it's the biggest. Oh, wow, okay. That was a gamble. I shouldn't have done that, but it worked. He's mad. He's mauled. Ooh. Took that one on the chin. I got away with healing. Let's see if I can get away with putting on that mantle. What mantle were you using?
I was, he knocked me out just as I put on my restoration mantle.
Oh, okay. I like using that Rocksteady mantle nowadays. He's nasty. Yeah! Okay, hit a win.
Oh.
Do they both card?
See? Yeah, I think they both just carded, didn't they?
Ooh, buddy.
Yeah, well, we got one left.
I don't know. I thought we only got 3, but... Oh, I got away with it. Ooh! That's a tempered wound. It's only been 6 minutes. I doubt he's all that close to being dead either. I think I'd be better at fighting this thing after 50 times, but... Oh, shit, thanks for the
Oh, that was me. That was
Good
me.
job. I don't know who expected that less, the Gormagala or me?
Greggy does good sometimes.
That was not bad, that's for sure. Ooh. I was gonna
there.
breathe. Oh, no, he's not going. Tricky. Nah, now he's mauled again. Someone's thinking. Damn it. Damn it! See what I mean?
That Kiki person fainted twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, what can you do?
Try it again, I guess.
I'm gonna go grab my stronger drug.
Drinking on a Sunday night?
I've been drinking whiskey this entire time we've been podcasting.
From the others.
Taxes that bad, huh?
Yeah, they ain't good.
Second to restock your supplies before heading out, okay?
Okay.
Alright, let's start this up again.
Yes.
Investigations. Tempered Gormagala. Alright, we can try this 2 more times.
Yay.
Alright, let me restock my stuff.
I heard from the others.
Oh, hold on. Let's send out the SOS before I do that. Ignore the fact that I just shot an SOS flare into the roof of my tent. That doesn't matter. Okay, so... what do I need to make more of this? Oh, okay. Okay. I need to make demon drug. And mega demon drug.
Yeah, I went out and got the mega demon drug.
I think the pill just, it doesn't last very long.
No, but it's better apparently.
Yeah, it does more damage, but it's like,
Yeah, but if it doesn't last, well, I'm not interested.
yeah, I don't want to have to reapply it all the time. Mega armor skin. Better eat a meal, just in case, because now it's been 2 hunts since I've had one. Alright.
Most people are here. I'm going.
Yeah, I'm riding on my way there. Of course you roared. It's just a shame that the crown Magawa I found had to be a tempered one.
Oh, that sucks.
It's a shame that dagger user was inflicting wounds a lot. That's really good for me. Oh. Oh! There we go. Nice, man. Not bad timing. Paralyzed again, huh? Another good timing for that one. I can actually get him with an FAED here. Ooh. Oh, that supplemental healing's nice.
I'm just using potions like crazy.
Oh, you're the one who's providing the healing.
Yeah, I have been. Oh, how did you clip me?
Ah, damn it. Well, one good thing about Wilds is you can always just fast travel to camp and restock. Like, you were limited in world about how many healing homes you could have with you. Nope, I gotta go for the bomb. I got partial bonk. Stupid lighting effect, stop it.
Yeah, those lighting effects came in just at the worst time.
Yeah. Like, why is he getting all orange? Yes, I get it, you're big mad. Bonk! That's a good one. And he's paralyzed again. Ooh.
I put a trap in the middle.
Oh, I thought that knocked him down. Oh, he's down again. He didn't roar. I thought he was gonna roar for sure. Trank him, trank him, trank him! There we go. Bitch! Whew, that was clean!
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Won the one cart.
That was as good as it's gonna get with Temper Gormagala. I know you didn't put that pitfall trap out there to catch him, but he scolded when he did it.
Yeah. I'll take it.
Okay. Well, that's a crown. Now I never have to fight that fucking thing again. Maxie, you wanna come up here? Maxie, come here. No? Okay. She's been living on my couch the past week. Poor thing. 9-year-old little girl. Oh, man. Do you have to go to work tomorrow?
Yeah.
Man, those taxes must have been bad.
Yeah, not the best.
I mean, there's still a bunch more to do, but we can have another go at it because we're not getting through them all today. I've got Nurskila, Kangala, Arkveld, another Ray Dow. I don't know this. Maybe this is the mini crown.
Ooh, let's do that other Ray Dow real quick. Because we did the first one, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's in my investigation, so I assume it's got a crown. And since the other one was large crown, I assume this is a mini crown.
Yeah. That plus I need the Apex Monster trophy still.
Yeah.
That's definitely an Apex Monster right there. Oh, so I've also mainly been having Sadie play Goat Simulator.
Oh.
And you know how Stardew Valley is just the chillest game with one of the hardest trophies fucking ever?
Yeah.
Well, I think the Goat Simulator is very similar. It has a trophy called Flappy Goat.
Flappy Bird, yeah. I knew it.
That is rough as hell.
I had a friend who was obsessed with getting that trophy. And I just... It was so vexing to him that he was playing it over here and he had me attempt it a few times. He's like, this shit is impossible. And I was like... I tried it a few times. I started to get the hang of it a little bit. I'm like, how far do you need to go in this? I can't remember how far he said, but it was enough to make me go, absolutely not.
Yeah, 10.
Yeah.
It is rough.
I might have gotten to like 4. But...
Sadie's gotten to 8. I've gotten to 6.
I only played it a few times and I was just like, hey, this doesn't look like it's happening.
I'm pretty sure Sadie can do this.
Your trophy list depends on it. I'm pretty proud of that Monster Hunter Wilds Platinum, I gotta admit. It wasn't really difficult. More grindy than difficult, but I still feel like I earned it. Put in the time, learned some monster patterns, got some gear. 9 out of 10 Monster Hunter game. Gives you what you want. Try to get away from this stupid thing, because the flying ones can hit you when someone's mounted them.
$69, $79, $122, $200. He stopped it. Darn him.
I love that they make his head vulnerable after he does that. Some people say that wounds are too powerful in this game. I say they're just a great addition. They add nice feedback. When you dodge a monster's big attack, and you can fucking hit him in a wound afterwards, oh, that just feels so good. Oh, come on, I was blocking it. Yeah, that time you let me have it. Do it! What did we just learn about fucking shooting lightning bolts from your head?
Always a good idea.
Yeah, unless I'm close enough to hit you afterwards. Big stupid reptile. Cocoa bean! I saw him get bonked right in the head. He was thinking about doing something. Didn't pan out. Let's give him a nice little bonk on the head. Bonk. Didn't stun him now. He's got a wound on his head that I'm trying to hit. Stop spamming that. Nice. I knew he was going to come down with that. Ah. You and your pitfall traps.
I got a gajillion of them.
Might as well use them. Running away?
Yeah. That was pretty natural.
We don't have a skull yet.
I was kind of hoping we could trap him with that pitfall trap, to be honest.
Yeah. I got a pitfall trap in my inventory, so we can have another go at it.
He's got to be close.
You should be pretty hurt. Man, I still haven't beaten Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
$69, $99, $122, $200. There, he's almost dead. Yeah, let's put your pitfall down and let's trap him before that other guy gets here.
Oh no, I only have a shock trap. Never mind. He's immune to shock traps. I thought I had a pitfall trap in my inventory. I must have used it. Johansson! Look at you showing up to scrape the bones.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Come here, land where I can hit you. Right in the face. That's what you get. Oh, I think you can trank him now. I'm gonna try. Ah, I got up front. Didn't stay stunned as long as I thought he would. Oh. Oh, we still got it. Nicely done, Hunter. Why are you guys skipping? Don't you want to loot?
Yeah, it's weird. Unless they're after that Apex trophy.
Man, I've got so many jewels.
Alright, let's call it.
Alright. That'll do it for episode 437 of the 3G podcast. Next week, hopefully we'll have the next day of AI Somnium Files and, oh gosh, whatever news comes out. Who knows with Nintendo these days, but at the very least we should have more Visual Novel Book Club. Until then, see y'all later.
See ya. Take care.